Captain's Log, the podcast devoted to discussions and insights into the supernatural, occult, and all-around strange happenings of our world.
I think
Our goal?
there's someone in the house with us.
To entertain and disturb, perhaps like no one has before.
I warn you, this could scare you, as the sound bothers me to listen to. It has always haunted me. What you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed. Did you hear that?
Stardate 12/25/2020. Welcome everybody to our very special Christmas episode of Captain's Log. We hope everyone has had a fantastic holiday season full of cheer, love, and some good old holiday supernatural scares. This is your captain speaking, Jose Valle Jr., joined virtually by my co-host, First Officer and Head Elf, Mason Rosy Cheeks Schrader. I'll let you decide why we call him a Rosy Cheeks.
It's because
you
he
spank
always spanks my ass.
Yeah, because you spank him.
That's why, yeah. We also have the very special pleasure of having a friend of the log, Max Benyon, on the show today. Welcome, Max. It has been a long 25 episodes since you have been on one of the main show episodes. How have you been this holiday season, Max?
Thanks for having me, Jose and Mason. I'm happy to be here. This is my white person on a talk show voice. Is this what you want me to sound like the whole time?
Now, Max, you've got a new movie coming out.
I
tell
do.
us a little about
I do,
that.
Mason. It's called Jose's Film Opinions, and it's trash. Nah, I'm just kidding. Jose, you're all right.
Not doing
I'm
so
good.
hot.
No, I'm so sorry. No.
You are the
now
weakest
Look at
link.
him.
Oh no, now I feel bad.
Look at him in his fucking little dungeon that has just one reflecting light, okay? He's not doing great, Max.
It's a strip of them.
It's pitch black on your left side or on our left
Yes,
side, your
because
right
those
side.
because those died. It's a whole thing. We don't have to get into it.
Just get
If
one
the
little light
viewers
right in the
don't like
corner.
it, if the viewers/listeners don't like it, they can send me money so I can
Yeah, it's gonna really bother the
Fix-
listeners.
so I can fix my
Well, they're going to send us money to stop talking about visual aspects on a podcast.
well, it is also a video podcast, and the people who watch the videos, they know that.
Hey, so I'm good. I've been
Good.
doing
Glad to
fine.
hear it. Sorry you have to listen to us. We're going through couples therapy. It's a whole thing right now.
Oh no.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
just tell everybody that.
We're
That's
doing
great.
it for the kids. Shut up! I'm going to my
fuck you.
sister's house tonight.
You're already at yours. Okay.
I don't have an explanation for that. Why don't you... Okay, let's move on.
Well, boys, today we have what I think will be a very fun episode planned. Although we just jumped back into our Urban Legend series, I thought, what the hell? Why not take a break and do a little Christmas-themed special episode? I've got my Christmas hat on.
Christmas treat.
It's got little bells because it's got reindeer antlers.
Oh, Max,
And-
did you hear that? I think that was Santa Claus on the roof.
Oh, that's Santa Claus on the roof.
Oh, fuck!
Oh no. Now I have to become Santa.
The Santa curse. The Santa Claus.
That's not good either because I live in a 3-story building and I'm in the second floor, so it's not good. It's not good.
Boy. Oh no. He's really dead. Good riddance.
right.
That's what I say. I hate Christmas.
All right, Max, get the gun. We're gonna have to put him out of his misery. Did you know Santa's?
Someone's here to help me. Hello,
Santa's-
little boy. Oh no, what are you doing? No,
You broke your leg. It's time to put you down.
no, I'm
Much
not a
like
horse.
you are a horse.
Please.
Somebody gonna shoot me? Jesus Christ! Come on, let's do this.
I'm trying to think of a good one-liner, Santa. Give me a second.
Yeah, Jesus
Jingle
Christ.
this bell.
I'm gonna
bitch.
shoot you in the. I'm gonna shoot you in the knee first, just because you're fucking around.
Oh,
I'm not
crap.
dead,
I
you
killed him
fucks.
too soon.
I've
Ah!
got 2 guns.
Whoa!
Anyway, so here's
The dumbest fucking bit.
That was so stupid. Here's why I love the idea of doing a Christmas-themed episode on a podcast that focuses on the supernatural and occult. 1, because I love Christmas. But 2, because the thing that people seem to forget about Christmas is that much like Halloween, ghost stories and stories of the paranormal actually go hand in hand with Christmas. Yeah, it's fucking true. Back in the day, people used to associate Christmas with getting a good scare. And it sort of makes sense, right? As the nights grow longer and the end of the year grows closer, it is totally normal to gather together and think about the people and places that are no longer with us. Students of history...
Also,
yeah.
I mean, this entire holiday is based around an immortal god sneaking into your house and planting things there.
Right, yeah.
But not just presents for good people, but punishments for bad people.
Right.
And also, the Andy Williams song that I won't sing, it's the most wonderful time of the year, literally says that this is the time for scary ghost stories.
And tales of the glories,
of Christmases long, long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, students of history know that the origins of Christmas have nothing to do with the kind of commercial Christmas that we have celebrated since the Victorian age. My dad
All
is
right,
listening.
relax.
No, my dad is listening right now, and he's like, yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. It's all capitalism. My dad's one of those guys that every year he's like, we don't need presents. It's all that's what big companies want you to do. And I'm like, shut up, you cheapskate.
You just don't want to buy presents.
You just don't want to buy
Dad.
presents, Dad. As Kat Eschner writes for SmithsonianMag.com, they're about darker, older, more fundamental things: winter, death, rebirth, and the rapt connection between a teller and his or her audience. But they're packaged in the cozy trappings of the holiday. Of course, Charles Dickens' novel A Christmas Carol is perhaps the most famous and recognizable example of ghostly Christmas literature, but there are other examples of stories of spectral and supernatural visitors arriving in or around Christmas time. For example, Edgar Allan Poe famously said his poem The Raven...
He was a ghost.
Edgar Allan Poe famously was a ghost. No, he famously said his poem The Raven in the bleak month of December. American author Henry James cemented the eerie tradition into U.S. culture when he published his story The Turn of the Screw in 1898. The novella, about a chilling series of supposedly ghostly events that befall a young governess, begins with men gathered around a fire, sharing a spooky ghost stories on Christmas Eve. Ooh. Gathering around a fire...
That was weak. Commit to it, Jose.
Ooh.
There you go.
Gathering around a
that's
fire.
more poish of you.
Gathering around a fire to share ghost stories.
Sorry, did you say that's more Poe-ish? As in,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like
you think
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe was walking around
He was a
going,
ghost.
"Ooh."
He was a
But is
ghost.
That's how
As
he
we've
got...
established in
Edgar
this
Allan
canon,
Ghost.
In the canon of Captain's Log, Edgar
that's
Allan
how-
Poe was a ghost.
Was a ghost.
Edgar
And he goes,
Allan
"Ooh."
Poe got beat to death in that gutter because he wouldn't stop going up to strangers and be
Ooh,
like,
they were like, you
"Ooh."
son of a bitch, Edgar.
He was a ghost.
Edgar, fuck off, dude.
Hey,
like, we're
Edgar,
serious,
I'm
ghost
serious, dude. I
garbage.
have a really bad migraine today, so could you please not... Ooh!
Whoa.
I'm gonna fucking kill that guy.
Nevermore.
Anyways, subscribe to my poetry magazine. He's like an influencer. He's like trying to become an influencer. Ooh, read The Raven. They're like, oh, shut up, dude.
Shut up.
It's about a bird that talks to you.
Caw.
Ooh.
Anyway, so...
It's about as scary as the Fruit Loops mascot.
Gathering around a fire to share ghost stories was actually a beloved Christmas tradition in the late 1800s into the early 1900s. Frigid temperatures and long nights were considered the best conditions to share grim stories. Nothing satisfies us on Christmas Eve but to hear each other tell authentic anecdotes about specters, wrote British travel writer and humorist Jerome K. Jerome in the introduction of his 1891 anthology of Christmas ghost stories
Wait, so
titled
this guy's...
Told After Supper.
Hang on, I've got two things to say.
Yeah.
So this guy's name is Jerome?
Yep. Jerome.
All right. He put the K in there. He's like, I gotta split this up. There's too
Yeah.
much Jerome. But also, did he say that nothing satisfies us on Christmas Eve like a spooky ghost story? Because I would argue there are a few other things that people do more often on Christmas
Dressing
Eve.
up in like a reindeer outfit with your significant other Santa Claus, and they've got to like punish you because you're the. I've heard not that I'm in.
Hello, Max. Hello, Jose. It's me, Jerome K. Jerome. Thank you for having me on your show. Any questions?
Jerome, while we have you here,
Yeah.
I don't have any questions, actually. I'm just a big fan.
Please call me Jerome. Mr. Jerome was my father.
Hey, Jerome.
My,
you do me a
my
favor?
father's name was
Look at
Mr.
the
Jerome.
barrel
You
of
can
this
call me
gun.
Mr. Jerome, but the first name.
Call me Jerome, not Jerome. Jerome was my father. I'm Jerome. See,
Please don't call me Jose. Jose was my father. Call me Mr. Valle.
sorry, I can be a little silly. I am a popular humorist.
He would go around doing that, and then that's why he ended up dead in a gutter too. I'm one of
Same gutter?
yeah, right next to him. They shared a
Because
gutter.
no one gave a shit about
Yeah.
Jerome K. Jerome. Oh my God, Edgar Allan Poe is dead, and so is
Is
that Jerome K. Jerome?
Who the fuck is that? I don't know.
K?
K for killed. Jerome killed.
Jerome killed Jerome. Oh God. Okay, we gotta move on.
I'm one of the people who's a big supporter of bringing back this Christmas tradition of gathering around the fire to tell ghost stories, and not just because I'm in the pocket of big, scary ghost stories, but
I thought it was because you're in the pocket of big fire.
I know, I was like... Everyone needs a fireplace. You
there's
can't be
nothing quite
satisfied
like
on
gathering around
Christmas
a
Eve
firebrand
unless you-
fireplace.
Firebrand.
It's what's for dinner tonight. What?
Firebrand fire. Firebrand fire. Brought to you by Jerome K. Jerome.
So that is what we're going to set out to do today. I've gathered some Christmas time, not eat fire, but tell tell some
man.
spooky legends.
Hang on, let me put out this fire.
So I've gathered some Christmas time legends from various parts of the world through my own research and suggestions from listeners and the lovely members of the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. Who,
If we don't have fire, will these lights work?
No.
Shit.
You got to light that Christmas tree on fire.
All right, well, because you told me to.
If you don't know who the... Oh, no! Mason, no! If you
All
don't
right,
know
that was
who
a
the-
little Easter egg for the visual audience.
If you don't know who the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates are, they're listeners of the various Planet Broadcasting Network podcasts, which you could all should all go check out. Some great quality content there, and
Jose was like, I'm in the pocket of Big Fire, but that was just a distraction from
I'm in the
him
pocket
being
of
in the
Planet
pocket of
Broadcasting
Planet
Great Mates.
Broadcasting.
Why the fuck are we on such a shitty podcast then?
because that's a good question. I'm going to bring that up at our next meeting. What the fuck?
When can I be part of the company?
Hey, Mr. Sunday
Get a bloody
Movies.
Australian accent, man,
Yes.
and then you can maybe be part of the Planet Broadcasting.
When can Captain's Log
was
be
not
on
good.
your network, please?
I don't know. Have you, actually, I was going to make a joke, but I just watched Bombshell, and now I feel gross about
Okay.
it. So let's move on.
All right, boys. So the way this will work is I will present you a legend or story, and I will then ask you whether you like the legend and think it's a ho 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 or a ho ho no, which just pretty much means that you. It means, do you think it's a good one that should continue to be told, or do you think it's crap?
What? So it's my place as as a white straight American
Yeah.
Christian man to be like, yeah, all these other countries suck. All these traditions suck. You guys should just
Actually-
conform to same.
Yeah, we're standing out to.
Well, but these are all Christian stories, right?
Derivative,
Because it's
yeah.
based around
Then
Christmas.
I'm gonna
so
like
we're
all of them. Thanks for
fully.
having
This
me.
is the only thing we're allowed to have to be able to trash
Right, yeah.
or support without it being
That's
problematic.
true. That's true. I mean,
And,
I do come from these countries, like all my ancestry does. So
Yeah. Does that make sense then? Our rating system.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, you can also, of course, as you've already been doing, you can chime in at any time to add anything you'd like. It's a bit of a lax episode, just three pals gathered around a fire, telling stories and drinking hot cocoa in their jammies, getting spooky.
I didn't get any PJs or fire for this, Jose. I don't.
I didn't either. Were we supposed to?
If
were you
anything,
supposed
we're
to
all
send
wearing
those to us?
uncomfortable
I sent them
sweaters
out.
in the cold.
I sent them out on Amazon with Amazon Express.
Oh, you know what? You know who actually got that was those just went straight to Jeff Bezos.
That's
Sometimes he'll
son of a
look at what's
bitch.
in the order queue and he'll be like, "I'll just keep that for me."
Ooh, goody. and then
Remember
and
we
then he
laughed
puts
like
on that like old timey nightcap and nightgown and his little candle on a saucer, and he walks around his house.
Yeah,
Oh, so
he
you're
presses
saying
a button.
Yes, as
and
he
he's
falls
like,
asleep, his
Yeah.
associates that he definitely killed, they come back and they're like, "You will be visited by 3 ghostly It's a Christmas Carol.
No, his
Well,
Marley
he
is
presses-
his Marley
he
is
re-
his wife who's still alive and divorced him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She's
He
super
rings a
rich, too.
button, and his secretary's like, "Bring me my baby," and then they bring in a baby, and he pops the head off and drinks the blood like the fucking
is-
psychopathic piece of shit he is.
This is
and then,
confirmed. Again,
and then he,
we
goes
will
to bed.
Flip around.
Yeah, I read that on
and-
Reddit.
Yeah.
It's real.
We will
Are
flip
you
around.
defending Jeff Bezos? You a fucking Bezos
No,
lover?
no.
That's what I
gross.
thought.
We
That's
will
what I
flip
fucking
around
thought.
and kiss his little bald head when he offers us so much money for this.
No,
in which
we
case I will
won't.
be like,
No.
I
You
will.
don't get to speak for the podcast.
Yeah, shut up. You're a
You're
guest.
not even you're a guest.
when the money comes in
Thanks
for
for
this episode.
having me, Jose and Mason. I'm happy to be here.
All right, anyway, let's begin, okay? Any list detailing Christmas time horror legends or creatures has to include St. Nicholas's evil shadow, the half-goat, half-demon, Krampus. When people refer to Krampus as jolly old St. Nick's evil shadow, they aren't exaggerating. With horns, dark hair, fangs, and a long tongue, this
What's that tongue do, baby?
It goes like this. This anti-St. Nicholas comes with a chain and bells that he lashes about, along with a bundle of birch sticks that the old goat bastard uses to swat naughty children.
I love that. I love the old goat bastard. That's an amazing name.
He then hauls naughty children down to the underworld to burn in hell for all eternity, regardless of what their offense might have been. So,
Nice.
if you're thinking about peeking in the present closet, I would just maybe not.
No,
I don't
do
think
it.
that's- I don't
It
think
sounds
that's worth
like
going
he
to
could
hell.
take you for anything, though. So you just
Yeah.
have to be as nice as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
even if
true,
you're a
there's
kid,
a-
like, if one day your mom's like, "Hey, stop watching Wizards of Waverly Place reruns on television," and you're like, "No,"
that was very
then
specific.
Krampus is like, "You're going to hell."
Max, did your
What-
mom tell you that recently?
No.
Max, you're 21. You
talking
can't
about
watch the
kids.
Disney Channel all
I'm talking
day.
about kids. I'm talking about kids.
Yeah.
But then I
Kids,
realized
kids.
that wasn't a modern reference. I don't know what kids are watching. The Loud House? I don't know.
You are
the
21.
The Jake Paul vlogs. Jake Paul vlogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but is there written rules? Is there like a? It's not like the Bible. There's no like rules about what's this, like. There's no commandments.
Krampus's
Are
10
there?
Look,
Commandments?
As we
Yeah.
as we go through this list, you will see that these guys are operating on a very thin, like a.
Yeah,
It's
they are.
how do I explain it? They're saying they're punishing kids, but it seems mostly like they just
Like they were just gonna do it anyway, and
Exactly.
they look for an excuse as to why
So
they
this
did
is
it.
these
Like
guys are
some guy caught Krampus in the underworld, and he was like, "Krampus, why are all these kids here?" Krampus was like just a twisted guy, but he's like, they all cheated on their tests.
You see little Marjorie over there. Marjorie, she actually she dropped a spoon.
Is that really something we bring them down here for?
Yeah. She dropped a spoon. Little Frankie over there. He actually tripped while he was walking. He tripped.
That seems like something that.
Well,
Farts.
You're gonna say that seems a little unfair, Krampus. I know, but what I'm trying to tell you is, someone said, if you trip on a crack, you break your mother's back, and then he tripped, so he tried to break his mother's back, so now he's in hell. He's getting stabbed.
I mean,
You
also,
see that
I'm-
little 12-year-old getting stabbed with a fucking pitchfork? Yeah, well, he
Yeah, what's up, Jerry?
he didn't eat all his spaghetti.
I mean, I'm just a big fan of what Krampus is doing.
Thank you.
And I just want to say that, from my point of view,
Oh, you
dropping
this
a
guy.
spoon,
Devil's
tripping on
advocate
cracks,
over here.
I mean, I feel like those are gateway things to bigger and better sins.
Yeah,
I just
that's a
don't-
good point.
So if you just catch them early on it,
Yeah,
I just
my
feel
pal
like-
Krampus has got a point over here.
yeah, I'm Krampus.
I don't like these guys.
No, actually,
I'm gonna ask to
Watch
move-
Why are you doing the same voice as me, huh?
I mean, what
Are
do
you fucking mocking
what are
me?
you-
I'm just a big fan.
I'm gonna ask to move departments. I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm gonna be
Wait,
honest with you guys.
Wait, do all hell creatures sound like this?
I think in future
Captain's Log canon,
conversations,
yes, they do.
in future conversations, I think once I pick a voice, you two maybe pick a different voice. That's
I don't
all
know
I'm
what you're
saying.
talking about. I was giving his voice.
I think I started.
Look, Krampus. Look, Krampus. My name's Krampus. No relation.
Look, it's Krampus, Krampus,
I sounded
Krampus.
like
I'm
this-
Krampus.
He's Krampus. I'm Krampus. And
You
you're
got a
Krampus.
problem taking up with the fucking devil, or as he's known, Devil, Crem Devil, Krampus. Jesus
I
Christ!
was like, there's another vowel. Jose.
Wait,
Why'd
no,
you
this
say- why'd you-
guy's name is Krampus already. Remember,
No,
this
no,
is
he's
Krampus.
Krampus. The devil is
Krampus.
Krampus.
Krampus. Or it's
But
Krampus with a
I'm
Y.
Krampus. It sounds like he's either Krampus or Krampus.
I don't make the rules; they just create them. So Krampus's name is derived from the German word Krampen, which means claw, and is even said to be the son of Hel in some Norse mythology.
Sick.
The demon Santa also shares similarities to many mythological creatures from the ancient Greek religion, like satyrs, for example. Goat man, anybody? The legend of Krampus is part of a century.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Are you serving him?
Yeah, I'll take some goat man.
I'll take some goat man.
The legend.
I mean, if you insist.
Oh, I don't know.
The legend of Krampus.
Should we do it? Should we be bad? Should we have a little goat man?
You know what? I've been so good. I'll have a little bit of a go man here.
I mean, what's gonna happen? Krampus is gonna take me to hell. Well, 20 now.
Yeah.
the go man? Now I'm
gonna-
here to take you to fucking hell.
Oh, frick. Wait, is this Krampus or Krampus?
It's
no,
actually
I'm
Krampus.
Krampus.
There's a whole fucking group of us.
With the
We got
Backstreet
Krampus,
Boys.
Krampus, Krampus, Krampus. That's a little different. Crunkus, Dunkus, and Pumpus.
The
All right, we'll all work it
Wu-Tang
down.
Clan of Hell. So the legend of Krampus.
With a Crumpang clan.
The legend of Krampus is part of a centuries-old Christmas tradition celebrated in Germany and Austria, where Christmas celebrations begin early in December. Krampus is the counterpart to Santa Claus, who goes around rewarding children with sweets and gifts. Krampus would, in some variations of the story, travel around with Saint Nick and swat wicked children.
What do you
What a
think that?
fucking
Okay.
what a fucking buddy cop that
What do
movie
they?
that
But
would
also,
be.
what do they talk about? Like, they don't seem.
I
very
don't think they
That's what I'm
talk.
saying.
It's like a car ride with your dad, where you're just like,
Hey, Saint Nick, you want a smoke? You want a cigarette?
No thanks,
thanks.
Krampus.
Oh, you wanna look at my bag of children?
No.
can I go home?
Nah, shut
All I
up.
did was trip.
Yeah, well, don't
Oh,
fucking trip
Krampus.
next time, you dumbass.
Oh, Krampus.
Anyway,
I'm
you
such
want a little
an
nipper?
enabler.
I know you're.
Santa
I know
Claus,
you're.
please help me.
Don't
I
talk to
can't,
him.
children. Krampus signed a contract with me, and I can't. I have an NDA. Signed an NDA.
Listen, I know you're flying the sled and all,
No,
but
yeah, I just
I
like
got
to-
a little. You want a little nip of whiskey?
No thanks. I've got plenty of milk and cookies in my future.
I
Yeah,
like
you're
to-
kind of fucking lame.
Why do we do this every year? Why do you have to? You say that every year. I go home. I talk to.
Hey, you know
Mrs.
I'm fucking
Claus, first
you know
name
I'm
Mrs., I
fucking
guess.
Mrs. Claus, right?
I don't think she has a first name canonically.
Oh, she does. She screams it
She screams her.
when I'm fucking her.
Krampus.
Fucking Mrs. Claus.
Oh man, Krampus, not again.
Aw, jeez.
He becoming Hank Hill? I don't know what's going on with Santa. Bob? Well now, Krampus?
Krampus? All right, go ahead. Jose, sorry.
No, you're good. So he throws them in a sack and then he takes them back to his lair like a dirty fucking kidnapper. According to the lore, Krampus shows up on Krampusnacht, or Krampus Night, which is December 5th. The next day, on December 6th, or Nikolastag, or St. Nicholas Day, when children go out to look at the shoes they have left outside of their doors to see if they got presents representing good behavior or a
Okay,
rod.
wait, so
Which
Sure.
obviously
I don't have
presents
any
go in the
questions.
shoes? The presents go in the shoes?
Yeah, this is a big thing
How big
outside
are
of
the
the U.S.
shoes?
I know it's a big thing though outside of the U.S. A lot
I guess
of like
Krampus. Well, yeah, you've talked about that.
yeah,
right?
so a lot of like Europe and Latin American countries, they do a thing where like you get your presents in. I mean, we don't do it for Christmas, but so in Latin America we celebrate Three Kings Day, which comes in January, and traditionally you leave your shoes out, and the Three Kings for some fucking reason just throw their gifts in there. Your stinky, smelly ass, dirty shoes. They got a feet fetish. Yeah, look.
Look, I got a
Wow.
book. I got a book.
Imagine you get shoes. You get shoes in your shoes.
Yo, there's another shoe in here.
Oh,
I
here
got
we go.
another pair
Oh
of
my god.
slippers.
So,
Oh, these visual gags are going great.
Yeah, yeah.
Sonically.
for our audio listeners, Mason grabbed his shoe, put a book in it, and then he put a shoe in his shoe. So they go out and they look for their presents, and if they get a rod, it's bad behavior. If they get a present,
A
it's
rod of
just
what?
a rod, just a
Of
rod.
what?
like a metal rod?
I
A wood
I
rod?
imagined it was metal, but it
Krampus
could
is
not.
like, I give you a rod every year, and then you build it, and I will come. You build it, and we're gonna get out of here and build me a spaceship.
You know, eventually, when you put all the rods in the ground, you're in a cage, and then it's easier for me to catch you next year.
That's
so.
what it is, yeah. So, Krampus is sometimes reported to sport a cloven hoof and a human-like foot.
Just
And-
one? Oh.
Yeah, and it's not clear why, but this could be another way to present him as the devil of Christmas, as in many cultures, the devil also has mismatched feet. In Mexico, the devil has a chicken foot and a goat hoof. So, fun little tidbit there. So,
I never have heard that
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
devil.
if you ever look at like any like
Well, you know what
Mexican
they say
art
about
film,
guys
that's
with
what
two different feet?
two different dicks. Ho 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 or ho ho no to Krampus, boys.
I say
of course.
I like
Of
him.
course.
I
Of
love
course.
Krampus.
Yeah.
I
I-
want to know what he talks to Santa about every year.
I'm telling
I
you, it's
do
like
too.
it's like a car ride with your dad where you're just in silence and then you'd go, so did you see that thing in politics or whatever? And then he's like, oh yeah, that's crazy, huh? And they're like, yeah.
I like to think it's more like they just keep
And then
pitching
you're-
things
You're
that they
eating
could
something
talk
and your
about, but
dad
they're
just
never
reaches
into it.
over and he's like, he puts his hand out like this, so you give him a little of your snack and then you don't talk about anything else for the rest of the car ride.
I imagine he's like, sports? And they're like, no.
Oh,
Movies? No.
They have literally nothing in common.
You know, I'm
Krampus is like,
listening
"So
to a
Santa,
new
what have you been up to?"
podcast. I don't listen to
No,
podcasts.
you know what they have in common? They both love Joe Rogan. This podcast is brought to
Come
you
on.
by the Joe Rogan Experience.
Don't ruin Santa Claus for me.
No, they both listen to Call Her Daddy.
You know, Krampus, I've been listening to this podcast, and apparently elk meat is very good for you. Apparently it'll get you real
The reindeer
slim.
are
and-
like,
The reindeer look real nervous right now.
you know,
This year what I
reindeer's
want-
pretty close to elk.
instead of cookies and milk, I want reindeer meat and weed. Did you know weed literally cures cancer? It literally
Krampus is
cures
just
it.
like,
Hey Santa, I don't know if that's true or not.
yeah, Krampus is notorious for like,
Santa,
being
I
like,
don't know
don't
where
put
you're getting
fake
your
information
information.
out there.
I would
Neither
check
do-
Snopes on that.
Political,
I don't know if
perhaps.
it's true either. I got it from Joe Rogan, and he just says shit, so...
I wouldn't listen to Joe
I don't
Rogan.
know about Joe Rogan, but the
I
Call Her
listen to
Daddy
I
goes.
listen to Pod Save America. Krampus, you're so politically aware.
Krampus is
Did
a
you know-
leftist, confirmed.
Did you know Elon Musk is literally God?
Oh man.
Oh, man.
He's a rich
Santa.
man, so we should pray to him, apparently.
Nick, I expect
Oh,
more
man,
from
Santa
you.
Claus sucks.
Oh,
I'm
he's
thinking
going
about-
to space.
I'm
Ooh.
thinking about only giving presents to oh well, never mind. Oh man.
Oh, judgment is nigh, for der Belsnickel ist I.
Yes, he is finally nigh.
I am nigh.
Fans of The Office will recognize our next legend, that of the
Oh, then I guess I
Belsnickel.
don't recognize it.
This guy doesn't know what comedy is. Belsnickel is a loud
Thanks for having me, Jose.
cantankerous guy dressed in furs and carrying a bundle of birch switches, who visits children in the weeks before Christmas, asking whether they've been nice or naughty in the preceding year. He is a figure in folklore from the southwestern region of Germany, brought to the U.S. by German immigrants who became known as the Pennsylvania Dutch. He is also known as Christkindl, Belsnickel, Pelschnickel, and sometimes the Christmas woman. Some see the Belsnickel as the reason is because sometimes he's depicted as a woman, and traditionally, like, women actors would play him.
Maybe he's just gender fluid.
Well, that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it's weird that they're like these really German names and the Christmas woman.
And the Christmas woman. This
Yeah,
is
the
like
Christmas woman.
this is like the one from last episode, Mason, where the Snallygaster was called all these weird octopus-like names,
Oh,
and then just
yes.
the Go Devil.
The Go Devil.
Some see the Belsnickel as the amalgamation of the forgiving, gift-giving Saint Nicholas and Krampus, a horned half-goat, half-demon we just fucking talked about.
So they had a love child.
Yes, and it's the Belsnickel.
Well,
That's
but
what they
real
talk
people-
about on the sleigh ride. They're not talking. They're fucking.
Real people know that Belsnickel is just a fucking furry. So
Real people know that.
he was the first he was the world's first furry.
Yeah. The name Belsnickel is a compilation of the German word Bels, which translates into fur, and Nickel, which refers to Saint Nicholas. He dresses in torn, tattered, and dirty clothes topped with a cloak of assorted furs, sometimes adorned with bits of foliage, deer antlers, and other natural decorations, atop a head framed by long, tangled hair and a scraggly beard.
He just
He's
sounds like a
just-
fucking homeless man.
He
It
wears
sounds
a
like
cap.
Santa's son. You know how Nicolas Cage has that son who's really like heavy metal and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
really
yeah.
doesn't talk about him? This feels like Santa's son who's kind of like a homeless furry guy.
Yeah.
And Santa's like, oh, well, you're out of the family. Oh, man,
I
I just think Santa's a really terrible guy.
He wears a cap.
He
of
breaks
furs.
into millions of people's homes a year. He's not a good person.
Also,
he demands a sacrifice.
He wears a cap of furs and more deer antlers. He often wears
Does
a
he-
scary mask. You know who he reminds
Okay.
me of, Mason? He reminds me of the Leatherman from like a bunch of episodes ago.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, how good would a horror movie be where it's just like a homeless guy is like staggering down a highway, like picking up like roadkill and like draping it over himself and shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then he makes it to a town and he starts kidnapping
I don't
kids.
know how
You
much
call
of a
that
horror
movie,
movie
and you
that
call
is.
that movie The Christmas Woman. Everyone's
I
like,
call
this
that
is just
movie.
some homeless guy.
I call that movie Friday Night.
Oh.
Oh?
You should
Well,
stop doing that. You should release the.
The police
I'm really
are looking
worried
for
about
me.
you.
Is that why the one half of your background is fully pitch black?
Yeah, 'cause
just
that's
like
where all the-
fucking.
I
just
don't
a
want.
little
No, I don't
face.
want to. I was gonna say that's where all the children are, but I don't want to paint myself in that light, and I just did. Unlike Krampus, Belsnickel doesn't make the rounds with a fat old bastard in red. Instead, he visits the homes of children in the community on his lonesome.
Hey kids, it's me. I'm all alone.
Myself. That's what he sings.
Do you think
know, I'm kinda-
Belsnickel was like, hey, can I come? And
then
Krampus and
Krampus
Santa
said,
were like, no.
Oh, there's no room on the sleigh. And
no
he's
room
like,
on
but
the sleigh.
there's
He's
a
like, it's a
second row
magical
behind
sleigh.
us.
It extends.
Well, see, because I pick up kids.
Oh, well.
I pick up kids, so there's gonna be more kids at the end of the ride. Yeah, than there is at the beginning, so
Also,
there's room now.
We
but
have
when
a
we get
thing
back, there
against the
won't
Dutch.
be.
So
Nah, we
This
don't
is
like
like-
your. We don't like
is
your
like-
bork 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 sweetest language.
This is the sequel to Rise of the Guardians that I want to see.
where they just
Just
bully
all the-
Belsnickel.
It's just all the terrible, like, super horrific Christmas ones that are all
Yeah.
just trying to hang out with you.
Hey,
You guys
Santa,
play
did you see
Santa
that
or-
fucking Belsnickel? We just passed him on the road there. Did you see he had that fucking deer antlers on his head? What a fuck, am I right?
That guy sucks.
Oh my god, he just walks around. Imagine walking
I
and not
hate
flying in a.
furries.
What a foot! That's what I was just saying. I was just telling Krampus and Dunkus that he was a fucking furry.
Oh no, those guys are here this year. Damn it.
What? You
No,
don't like
no,
Krampus
they're-
and Dunkmas?
They're not my favorites.
Well, Pushunkmas was. I don't. He had something going on. I gave him Christmas
He
off.
always does anytime I want to hang out.
I don't think he likes you, Santa.
It's a bummer. Anyway, I'm gonna go break into this kid's house.
All right, I'm gonna go steal a kid.
The first hint of, and then they high five.
Meet back here in 10.
All right. The first hint of his approach is the tapping on the outside of the windows by the switches carried by the Belsnickel as he slips through the darkness just outside the house.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's a creepy bastard. Then suddenly the door bursts open and he rushes into the house, instantly menacing the children with his gravelly voice, jerky movements, and probing questions.
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Me do it. Oh, you son of. That's good. That's what I was gonna say too.
Michael Gambon as the Belsnickel. As the
That's
Christmas,
a Christmas
woman.
woman. So good for him. So he asks them probing questions and he quizzes the children on their relative naughtiness or niceness. This guy's just a creep. He's just playing creepy 20 questions.
Have you ever done so good? Jesus Christ. I was just asleep.
I just peed myself. Can I go change my pants, Belsnickel?
Did you or did you not go into your grandmother's room?
Is that Heinz
take-
Doofenshmirtz?
What's this? A naughty kid? A naughty kid under the sheets? Bury the platypus under the sheets. A naughty bury the platypus under the... I lost it.
Also, I don't like where that story's going. That it said a naughty bury the platypus under the sheets.
Ooh, very well.
Max, is this some of your fan fiction that you've been writing?
This is written by Max Bennion. Go on maxbennion.com. You can find this one.
I mean, go to maxbennion.com.
It's
but-
called
Doofenshmirtz evil and fuxerated.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's not very creative with titles. I have to say that right now. So he asks them, have they been nice towards
fucking
their brothers
gross,
and
Max.
sisters? You have a real
Thanks for
problem
having me,
there.
Mason.
He asked them, have they been nice toward their brothers and sisters? Have they done their chores without complaint? Have they been respectful of their elders? Have they cleaned their rooms? What was something they did that was nice? This guy's a fucking narc.
No, I like this because at least there's fucking rules with Belsnickel. With Krampus, you can just make up what's naughty or nice. With him, at least, it's like you know what to expect.
Yoink.
So the children who can't attest to their niceness are worried with the threat of a swat or two with a bundle of birch switches.
Okay, well, I feel
that
bad for
Belsnickel
like.
carries in
I
one
feel
hand.
bad for shoot, what's
Yeah?
that? What's it called when there's only one kid?
A single child?
Single child? Okay, because
One kid. It's called one kid when there's one kid.
I feel bad for like single children that like
Single
have
children?
anxiety or stutter and they can't explain what good deeds
Yeah.
they did, and they don't have any siblings. So he's like, "Did you do anything good for your siblings?" And they're like, and then he's like, "Oh, you're taking too long. Belsnickel gonna
Did you
get
do anything good for your parents? I'm an orphan.
Well, that's a punishment in itself, but I'm also going to swat you.
But also, again, at least he just hits them with a thing and doesn't drag them to hell forever.
Right. He's a nice guy like that. And
No, what? No.
Well, this is just, I mean, this one,
Comparatively,
Krampus is like a mythical creature. This is just a homeless man who beat the shit out of kids in the
Homeless
1800s.
yeah.
He's just running around hitting people with shit.
it's crazy how you could do anything and become a myth.
Yeah. On the other hand,
It was weird enough.
On the other hand, those who felt confident in recounting their good acts could expect some treats from the bag that Belsnickel clutched in his other hand. Those treats.
Oh, you're gonna get a stick that I found in the forest. Oh.
Here's
a
his meth
rod.
pipe.
It's a metal rod.
Here's
that
this
this guy?
used heroin needle.
I found. I got a. Well, it's the end of the night, kid. But let's see. I got a used condom.
Oh no.
A dead rabbit and a half-smoked cigarette.
Everyone be wary.
I'll
I hear
take
that
the
people have been hiding
cigarette.
Snickers bars
Yeah.
and Belsnickel's heroin needles. It's really scary.
On the other, so he gives him treats from this bag that he carries, and the treats generally include small cakes, candies, and nuts. I would not
Just
take
all
those
in
fucking
one
treats.
bag? Like they're all just mixing together?
I wouldn't
He's
take
like-
them one because I don't. This guy's a dirty fucking bum. He probably put a razor or meth in them. I'm not taking a goddamn cake from Belsnickel.
Hey, you want some nuts? I got some nuts. I got a handful of nuts for you.
I got some
open up your
loose-
hands.
I got some loose nuts in my
Dick in a
bag.
box.
And
No,
they're
he's
kind of covered in lint and dirt, but
Oh, there's a pistachio in this one. You're a lucky kid.
this is one of those
I'm
weird
allergic
grandma
to nuts,
strawberry
Belsnickel.
candies.
All right, fine. You can have a cake, but they've been in the same bag as the nuts, so it probably isn't gonna make any difference.
And then he just leaves. He doesn't call the paramedics.
All right.
I gotta see ya. See you next year.
Belsnickel is outschnickel. Oh, I wish you were alive to hear that, because that was pretty funny.
That was a pretty good one. Ist die Belsnickel eine ho-ho-ho or a ho-ho-no?
Ho ho no from me.
It's a ho-ho no for
Sounds
me.
like he's just doing what Krampus does. But
Right,
worse,
but he's
and
just
not
a
even
dirty
magic.
homeless, a dirty
I
grifter.
entirely disagree with you two.
Really?
Because Belsnickel fucking it cracks me up. He's just a dirty homeless man. Yeah, Krampus.
I'd
is
rather
a
have a
spooky...
demon drag me to hell than this guy give me a cake.
Then talk to the homeless, Jose. That's really
No,
terrible.
I'm an elitist.
This
I only
is
talk to people with houses.
it's 1,000 times scarier to think that just a man with mental illness could be like hear this story and be like, I could do that, and
Yeah.
then just does it.
So
you know what I
in,
mean?
In Mexico, we're told like to be good, or El Viejo del Costal will come get you, and it's the man with the sack. But he doesn't. So he's like Belsnickel, but he doesn't give you anything if you're good. He just fucking kidnaps you. So I don't like Belsnickel because he reminds me too much.
Well,
of
but
him.
Belsnickel, he doesn't kidnap anybody. He just hits you with
I don't want his cakes. Ah!
I don't want. You mean his one cake? Because all those cakes just mashed together into a
Yeah.
weird pile of cake, and it's like, this was a cheesecake. It was a chocolate cake.
I just break a piece of like cake nut and other shit, and just, you can have it.
Ugh, yucko! I say to that.
Gross.
Now,
Probably covered in hair too.
now this,
Oh yeah, it's covered in a lot of hair. Yeah.
Now this next one was suggested by Planet Broadcasting Great Mate member Era Alishan, and it was one that I had never heard about. as it was something that was a little before my time. This is the story of the Grither. This
Something
is,
a little before 1999?
yes. Actually, by like 10 years, too. It wasn't even that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this started in 1989.
I think like 85 or something. So
So that's
This monster better have shoulder pads and a perm.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
this is an interesting addition to our list because unlike almost all the members of this ragtag band, the Grither does not have its roots in any sort of cultural folklore, but rather was created by the mind of writer Michael Dow, known for Beetlejuice and The Nightmare Before Christmas. This comes from an article written by John Squires on bloodydisgusting.com, which I will link in the show notes. The Grither first made its way into the pantheon of Christmas monsters as part of the television anthology series Tales from the Dark Side. McDowell's sole directorial effort, Seasons of Belief, the 11th episode of the 3rd season of the show, stars the late E.G. Marshall from Creepshow fame as the father of 2 young kids who beg him to tell them a scary story on Christmas Eve. So he spins a yarn about the most fearsome, dangerous, and appalling creature in the world. A creature...
Your grandmother on your mother's side. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Nice
God,
one, Krampus.
I miss her so much. My nights are so lonely without her. I just wish she would...
Without your
Yeah,
grandmother on your
yeah,
mother's
without
side, your
your-
nights are lonely?
Well, it's like...
I was like, because it's his wife's mom. His mother-in-law, but he's talking to his kids, so it's your grandmother's.
No, it was a grandpa
or
talking
your
to his
mother's
grandkids.
grandmother.
I'm sorry.
You guys
Keep going.
ruined my bit.
No, but it's a father, right? It's
No,
a dad
it's
talking to his
Oh,
kids.
it is a father.
So it's your mom's mother,
Yeah.
which would be the kid's grandmother. 'cause
Maybe
it's
he
a
was having an
mother-in-law.
affair with a grandmother. Maybe that's what I was implying.
I
So
think I gotta go make sure that my shoes are out for Krampus.
there's a creature so fearsome that even saying his name aloud can bring his wrath upon you. A creature known as the
Well, don't
Grither.
fucking say
Don't-
it,
why? You
stupid.
said it like
well,
you-
you dumbass.
No, no,
You
no,
fucking
no,
make
no,
it
no,
so
I don't know what he looks
Halfway
like yet,
through,
but he just kicks down the door in Jose's room and just starts beating
I don't
him
even
up.
think he kicks down the door. It's just that thing where like the light flashes and you can all of a sudden see him, and then it goes dark and he's
Yeah, in
gone.
between
yeah,
the
yeah.
flashes from red and green, it just...
Yeah.
boom.
There's just like
He's
eyes
right
and a
next to me.
smile from behind him. Spooky.
Now I'm scared. Essentially, the story of the Grither is quite like the story of the
Like,
Grinch.
comes out of the Christmas tree behind me. It's like fucking farts.
One by one, he like starts
Farts.
taking...
I've got like 2 doors. He
He
opens
opens
both doors
both?
at the same time.
So, the story of the Grither is quite like the story of the Grinch, making Seasons of Belief something of a much less kid-friendly take on the classic animated tale.
It also kind of makes McDowell seem like a hack, but whatever.
Yeah. The Grither,
He
Marshall's...
took the Krampus method of naming this guy. He
Yeah.
was like, well, we got the Grinch, and now we got
The
the
Grinch.
The Grincher.
There.
No, wait. The Grincher. No, wait.
The Grinch.
The Granch?
Ooh.
The Grunch.
Grunch.
I actually just got from Taco Bell a Gruncho. So
The Grither, Marshall's
where they take Doritos and they just fucking fist fuck
now,
it full of
now
garbage.
I want Taco Bell. I want that horrible garbage. I want to shovel it into my body.
Look,
the
we
Grither-
got it. We took a
I've got a
Dorito.
Christmas legend who could do that for you.
and we melted cheese on it. We melted cheese in this Dorito and then fucking dunked it in a vat of beans.
They
Then
should be-
You could
they
just
should be
shove it in your
sentenced.
fucking mouth.
If children eat that, they get lashed by Belsnickel.
Have you been good or bad this year?
Have
Well,
you eaten Taco Bell?
I can see it on your lips. Whatcha?
I like their chalupas.
Yeah, I've never eaten that. I'm
The
sure it's
Doritos Locos Tacos are good. The Grither, Marshall's character explains, lives inside of a wrecked ship in a deep, dark cave on the opposite side of the North Pole from Santa.
Okay, wait.
Every time a bell rings, an angel may get its
love that.
wings. But every time the Grither hears his name spoken aloud, the father explains, the Grither's ear grows a little bit bigger. Like Candyman, if you repeat his name, he'll come to kill
Is that a
you.
euphemism for something?
Penis.
Every time he hears his name, he just gets a little.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't immediately show up though. His ears get bigger, but he still has to like take normal means of transportation to get somewhere. So his ears are just like by the time we're done with this podcast, his ears are like on the floor of the train he's on, as he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill those kids when I get to them.
Wrapping him around like a turban.
There's a 3 month delay.
Yeah.
I was all the way in the fucking Antarctic, okay?
He'll
It took
get
a
me.
long
Come
time.
March, I'm gonna be dead. Just watch.
There's a travel ban going on right now. Did you know that? My fucking ears are down to my dick.
You too can torture the Grither from afar by saying his name every day.
Grither.
His ears getting big and he can't go anywhere. He still respects like the COVID travel ban.
Yeah. So
Like, well, I'm not an idiot.
if you repeat his name, he'll come to kill you. He's tall as a poplar, but he can bend all the way over and touch the ground, the father explains. He looks like a road map. His skin is very, very white.
Wait,
and
he
all
looks like a road map?
Yeah.
you
Because wait. His skin is very, very white, and all the blue and red veins show through.
Oh, spooky.
Oh.
Yeah. The blue is for fear, and the red is for rage. The mother adds to the story. By now, his
Actually,
ears are
it's
so big
because-
that he can use them as wings. Why
The reason your veins are blue is because there's no oxygen in them.
don't you just shut your mouth?
But then, well, when you cut it, it turns red because the oxygen.
No, it's blue because fear and red for rage. So, the
I'm just picturing that drawing from Lilo and Stitch when she's like
Yeah,
filling it in as like good or bad.
Yeah. The episode spends much of its runtime hyping up the arrival of the Grither. And indeed, he does make his presence known in the final moments.
3 months later, because
First,
he took
the
the train.
kid's uncle shows up to prank them by pretending he's the Grither, and then the real Grither shows up to prove the story's true. Massive, veiny arms pop through the windows, snapping Mom and Dad's necks.
A huge veiny cock shoves through the door.
No.
A thick, throbbing, veiny...
I was gonna say earlier this sounded like a bad like someone trying to describe someone in a hot way, but they were feeling
Yeah.
his skin was like a road map.
Yeah.
He
Skin
was as
like a
tall as a
road map.
poplar. It's like, well, this kind of works,
But he could still bend all the way down and touch the ground.
And when he bends down, you can see those very firm.
You can tell his blood is filled with fear and rage.
equally
Dad?
fearful and equally rage-filled.
Dad?
All the time.
I can't tell if he's gonna beat the shit out of me or run away from me.
So anyway, veiny
that
arms
romantic?
pop through the windows, snapping Mom and Dad's necks. Mashing together the legend of Krampus and Dr. Seuss's classic story of the Grinch, the holiday episode of Tales from the Dark Side managed to create a Christmas horror villain before the genre ever really had one of its own. Ho 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 or ho ho, no thank you, not interested, sir.
I love what we've done with him, and we've made him this kind
Yeah.
of like weird
Yeah.
man who lives in a broken ship who takes the train places. But again, it just sounds like another person where it's like, well, what's Krampus but different? And I'm
What
just
do you
kind of
like
like,
Krampus but a remix?
If the Grither made it on this list, I feel like the Grinch should be on this list as well.
Yeah, why are we
it seems
talking
like
about
they're the
because-
same.
Fuck the Grinch.
Yeah, well, right, exactly.
Well,
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
of
The Grither
course.
is just the Grinch, but
Yeah.
he's as equally made up as the Grinch. The
Yes.
Grither is to the Grinch what Binderschnickel was to the Krampus.
Belsnickel.
Yes.
Binderschnickel. Binderschnickel is Belsnickel is played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
isn't Binderschnickel that Black Mirror Netflix thing?
Oh, Bendersnitch.
All right.
So what do you guys think then?
I
No?
don't like it. No,
I-
it's a ho-ho no.
It was fun to learn about it because I'd never heard of it, and
I
I
like
I
his-
want to check Tales from the Dark Side because it was what Tales from the it was a predecessor. Is that what it's called?
Predecessor?
Predecessor to Tales from the Crypt,
Crypt.
basically.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
Um,
it makes me interested in watching this show, but
I do like his look. I like that it's
Yeah.
different than just another furry dude with like a hoof.
Yeah.
You know, I like that he's weirdly pale and you can see all his veins
Mm-hmm.
and he lives in a broken ship on the other side of the North Pole. Like
That's
he's
cool.
Santa's
That's a
neighbor.
cool-
That's kind
that's
of
a
fun.
cool house.
Like
That's
like
cool, yeah.
you know, Santa's like, well, elves don't go anywhere near that big old broken ship over there.
And
Why
they-
not? Well, I can't say his name.
no. So the way it goes is Santa Claus goes. He takes his favorite elf out and he's like, "Everything the light touches is our kingdom." And then he's like, "What about that dark, scary place over there?" He's like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" Did I just
I
fucking
literally
realize-
just
I
said
fucking
everything the
said,
light touches.
You fucking. You know what? Get the other elf. You're not my favorite anymore,
Get out of here, Bernard.
Bernard.
Bernard, bring in Francis. He's my favorite now. Okay, that was fun.
Elves are not the only diminutive creatures associated with Christmas time. The Tomte, Swedish, or the Tantu as he's known in Finland, or also called Nisse in Norway, are solitary, mischievous domestic spirits responsible for the protection and welfare of a farmstead and its buildings. Tomte are folklore creatures originally believed to stem from the soul of the first farm owner, then becoming a spirit figure ensuring the farm's continuous care. Tomte have a love for tradition. They don't like change. They are fucking boomers. They are ancestral figures who demand respect.
Did you say ancestral?
They are ancestral figures who
Oh,
demand
good.
respect.
Okay.
Yeah. Farms
That
are
was about to be icky. Because I thought you said ancestral.
They are incestual.
Apparently you didn't get that. Never mind. Let's move
Farms were often isolated and inhabitants lived through long, dark winters. The Tomte figures sprang from their imaginations and became companions to keep solitude at bay. Tomte literally means homestead man and is derived from the word tomt, which means homestead or building. Nissa, as he is called in Norway, is derived from the name Nils, which is the Scandinavian form of Saint Nicholas. A tomte is described as a little old man 3 feet high with a long white beard and wearing gray, brown, or navy clothes with traditional boots and sporting a bright red cap on his head. There are different dress codes for the different types of tomtes. The ones living in the stables with the animals wear mostly gray clothes, while the ones in the main houses are dressed more neatly, combining some color with a gray, such as blue or dark green. The tomte residing in the pantry and the barn, watching over the household and farm, they are responsible for the care of the house and farm animals, especially the much-valued horses. The tomte have an enormous capacity for work, but will not tolerate anyone's interference. A sure way to offend a tomte is rudeness. I think it's a sure way to offend anybody, I think. Maids or farm workers swearing, dirty outhouses and stables, or not treating creatures well are all things that would incur his disapproval. If anyone spills anything on the floor of the house, it is advised to shout a warning to the tomte so that he doesn't fall into the puddle.
Like a spoon. Oh, never mind.
If he is ever offended in any way,
Tomte,
watch out for the spoon! And then Tomte's like, oh, shit!
I made that joke before you finished, and then I was like, oh, that didn't go where I thought it was.
If he is ever offended in any way, he could play all kinds of pranks, such as binding all the cows' tails together, turning objects upside down, or breaking things, or, in other variations of the legend, the tomte will beat you half to death if you piss him off.
I like that he's like, if you treat animals badly, I'm gonna treat your animals badly.
Yeah.
This guy was kicking a cow, so we tied all the cows' tails together, and now they're just stuck together screaming in pain.
Yeah.
Like a rat king.
That'll
Like a
teach
rat
you.
king, but
It's
for
a cow
cows.
king. Cow king.
They demand only the respect and trust of the homeowner and a bowl of julegrot. Christmas
Oh, is that
porridge.
all? He only wants utmost respect and trust for these fucking gnomes with their old weird classes. Okay.
With butter for Christmas Eve. These spirits will not remain in a home where respect is lacking, and thus the farmer home will not thrive and the inhabitants will be reduced to poverty. Get fucked. # get fucked by the tomte. Tomte considers...
Well, that sounds different than you mean.
Yes, it does, but I'll take it either way.
These fucking Tomte are fucking fascists. You do things
They're
my
very
way
pretentious.
only, and if you break my rules even the slightest, you and your family will fucking die in the cold.
So he's just...
Fuck these little assholes.
I
Yeah.
hate these guys. Also, did you say that they all came from the spirit of the first farmer?
It's in some variations, yes.
So, like, one guy died and his soul split into just 8 assholes?
No, it would be like one
What,
guy
how
dies and he
many are
becomes
there?
a certain tomte. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
So one guy died and he became the only. So for the little bit there was only one Tomte,
Yeah.
and then another guy died and he was like, "Thank God, I've been really lonely." I've been really lonely ever since I went from being a human old man to a slightly shorter human old man. That's it. That's the difference. That's all. I'm 3 feet tall now, but I'm still just a person.
Are they physical?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think
Okay.
I included a picture for you guys, and I'll include it for everybody right here.
Yeah, they're just gnomes. They're just
It's
gnomes.
just gnomes, yeah. So, a tomte considers porridge his due and loves butter. In the old days, butter was a luxury consumed only on special occasions. The tale of the tomte who got no butter on his Christmas porridge illustrates the consequences of tampering with his favorite meal. Legend has it that one Christmas Eve, a servant girl decided to play a trick on the Tomte. She hid the butter for his porridge at the bottom of the bowl. When Tomte saw there was no butter on his Christmas porridge, he went to the shed and killed the best cow. He wanted to show them that he did not appreciate being begrudged a little bit of butter.
Man, this guy's picky. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
He returned to the barn to eat the porridge anyway. When he discovered the butter at the bottom of the bowl, he felt so bad that he walked to the neighbor's farm, took their best cow, and led her back to the stable of the cow he had killed. So he's a fucking...
Well, that sucks for the neighbors.
Yeah, what the fuck
He
did
could have
that
just
neighbors
used
put out
magic
butter?
to bring the cow back to life or something?
Yeah, he's not magic. They're just little old men. That's all they
yeah.
are.
I
They don't... Also, I love how the fucking classic, like, it's a folklore tale in times where it's like, butter is a luxury, so you better waste some on made-up nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, god damn it.
According to folk tales, domestic spirits often steal from a neighbor to increase the prosperity of the farm where they make their home. Sure, that's kind of how stealing works. You steal from someone to increase your prosperity.
What about, so are there like gangs? Each household has a gang of
No, it's
these
just
guys?
one. Each household would get one, if you're lucky to get one.
But I thought they wore different clothes depending on what they...
Yeah, but traditionally, yeah, exactly. So you might get one that works on the farm, like outside in the barn. You might get one that works in the house.
But there's no way of ensuring what kind of tomte
I don't
you get.
fucking know, guys.
Man, the only thing I like about these guys is this picture you put in the document, which is him, like, kind of smiling, but he also looks kind of melancholy. He's smiling at this big-ass bowl of porridge.
I like the cat in the background,
And the cat is,
am I
like,
fucking
the
high?
cat's looking at him like, yo, what? And then...
But the artist who didn't make a color distinction between the porridge and the snow on the windowsill, so it looks like he's got a big bowl of snow, and that's it.
That's hot for some reason?
Hot snow.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think
that
he's just
hot
got a.
snow.
Give me a
I
plate of
think
that
he's
hot
just
snow.
got a cigarette between his two fingers on the other side, so like the smoke from the cigarette is rising. It's just hidden behind the bowl.
Another fucking plate of fucking a fucking plate of snow for me, huh?
Same voice again.
No, this one's slightly different. It's a little more in the throat, if you notice. Fucking love Christmas.
The
Yeah, these
Tomte
guys
are
suck.
fucking
Are
stupid.
you
Yeah, so
done?
ho 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 or ho hell no.
Ho ho hell
No.
no from me.
These
I
guys
hate
suck.
These guys.
They're just
Not
picky
even
little
fun.
pricks.
They're just mean.
They'll beat the fuck out of you if you insult them. You want to play a prank on them because they play pranks on you, and he'll fucking beat the shit out of you.
And they just do chores around the house.
Yeah,
like
which
they
I
just-
guess is nice, but
It's just like having an extra person, though.
yeah. Iceland does not just have one Santa Claus,
Okay, moving on,
but
I guess.
rather 13. 13 Yule Lads. 13 half-trolls who some might say are the original bad Santas. They are menacing little creatures from Icelandic folklore who for many years did not do anything but play tricks on people and pillage for no apparent reason. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how that works. Legend says that they live deep in the mountains and only come down in December, when they sneak into children's room for the 13 nights leading up to Christmas Eve and leave little presents in their shoes if the children behaved that year. The shoes make another appearance. If they haven't behaved, the Yule Lads will place a bunch of rotting potatoes in them. The 13 Yule Lads each have their own distinct personality.
Okay, well, I mean, rotting potatoes is like not the worst punishment we've seen here.
Rotting potatoes
You
don't
could go
rot
to
like
hell.
a fruit does. It's just
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's just
potatoes
like-
rot are just like you could just like shake it and it would just be like bloop and you're just done. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Can we break down these 13
Yeah, so
Yules?
there's Sheepcoat Clod. He tries to suckle ewes in farmers' sheep sheds. There's
Sure,
Goalie-
I have no questions about
Yeah,
the guy who tries to suck milk straight out of an animal's tit. Yeah,
Goalie
okay, moving
Gawk.
on.
Gollygawk. He steals foam from buckets of cow milk.
Just the foam, right?
Yep.
Yo, so these
Makes
guys are
perfect
real
sense.
into milk.
Not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
milk, not the milk,
This guy's all
just
about
the
that
foam on top
froth.
of it.
He's all
Yeah.
about that
And also-
froth.
Yeah, so sheep is into sheep, and is in only to sheep milk, and Gully, he's all about that cow milk.
Yep.
But just the foam, not the milk,
Yes.
just the foam on it.
There's
okay, sure.
Stubby. He's short and steals food from frying pans.
Obviously. I mean, he's stubby, so he does.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, do you have oh, fuck,
was-
it's hot because it's a frying pan.
Yeah, exactly. He can't see where it is, so he's just burning his hand.
There's Spoon Licker. He licks spoons.
Well,
Wait, is that
I
it?
mean,
That's it. That's his whole thing.
Man,
There
this
was a
would
guy who
demolish
just-
COVID. You know,
there's
in
a guy
2020.
who just steals foam from milk, and you're mad about the guy who licks spoons.
No, I just think that's really
There's
funny.
Pot Scraper, also known as Pot Licker. He steals unwashed pots and licks them clean.
Oh, that's actually really helpful. I like that.
But he
one.
doesn't
That
give
one-
them back. He just keeps them.
Oh, he just keeps them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not cool.
There's Bowl Licker. He steals bowls of food from under the bed because back in the old days, Icelanders used to sometimes store bowls of food there. Convenient for midnight snacking, I
Sure,
guess.
yeah. I have a bowl of yogurt under my bed.
I was
and
worried.
every night at 3 a.m. I wake up, take one spoonful, and put it back underneath my bed.
How long have you had that same bowl into your bed?
Well,
Years.
it seems like it keeps growing, but I don't know.
There's Door Slammer. He stomps around and slams doors, keeping everyone awake. There's Skyr Gobbler. He eats up all the Icelandic yogurt, which is called skyr.
Hey, these are just the dwarves from The Hobbit.
Yeah.
When they all go to Bilbo's house and they're just messing with
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
No, these are just these are Santas. You said.
They're
What are they, Jose? What
they're
are these
half
little
trolls,
goblins?
but they're like Iceland's version of a Santa, I suppose. I'm sure
Man, their
they still
Santa
believe
sucks.
in Iceland. In Iceland, I'm sure they still believe in Santa. but
Imagine
this
if
is,
we
like,
had a
traditional.
Santa, but all he did was lick spoons.
How do we know he doesn't?
That's a good point. Actually, we don't know that Santa doesn't lick our spoons at night.
I'm not done yet.
One
There's
night,
still
Krampus
more.
was like, "Hey, Nick, bet you won't lick all them spoons."
And then he was like,
You're fucking on, nerd.
There's Sausage Swiper. He loves
Mm-hmm.
stolen sausages. Not Stalin's sausages, although he probably stole some from Stalin.
It's true.
There's-
No, probably not, because these are just for
These are
Iceland.
just from Iceland, yeah. There's Window Peeper.
Sure.
He likes to creep outside windows and sometimes steals the stuff he sees inside.
Okay, that's just the local
That's just a
neighborhood
thief.
creep who got caught staring into people's windows and was like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm one of the Santa guys. I promise." Ooh.
There's-
Actually, the more you read
Let me
about all
intro-
of these are just one. This is all 13.
Let me
of these are
introduce
just
you to my
one,
12 best friends.
This is just one creepy fucking disgusting pervert
just one
who
squad
keeps
of the
getting
boy-
caught
Oh, I
and he's
see.
like, "No,
He
I'm not
keeps
the guy
changing
who
his gimmick.
licks.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy who steals sausages. That's sausage swiper. I'm
he
the
just
guy
changes
who
hats
licks.
every time. He's like,
I'm the guy who licks the bowl
This
clean.
is like
My
that
name is
guy,
Bowl
that
Licker."
guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender when they go to that
Yeah.
one yucky town
Yes,
and he just
the
switches
one
the hat.
guy.
Yeah.
He's like, now I'm spoon licker. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna catch me?
Oh, I just imagine the cop too being like, "Oh, you're a different guy now. Oh, what's your name then?
I'm the
You're
door
a dif-
slammer.
You're a different guy who licks spoons. So what's your name
Yeah.
then?
Hang on.
What is it?
Licker.
Oh,
Spoon
a
licker.
spoon licker. And the guy who licks all the pots clean. What's his name again?
Pot licker?
And the guy who slams doors. Is his name Door Slammer?
Well, when you say it, it sounds stupid.
There's Door Sniffer. He has a huge
Wait,
nose
Door
and an
Sniffer?
insatiable appetite for stolen baked goods.
All right, wait a
Door
minute.
Sniffer.
Hold on. Door Sniffer breaks a pattern that the rest of them formed, where the rest of them got their name from doing the thing that their name is. This guy is like, "Call me Door Sniffer. Are you gonna sniff
I
doors?"
steal
No,
baked goods.
I'm stealing bread.
There's Meat Hook. He
Are
snatches
you sure
up,
you don't want
I
to be
feel like-
bread? Do you want to be bread stealer? No, I want to be Door Sniffer.
Are we sure that Hannibal Lecter isn't part of these guys? Because his name is just as obvious as to what he does.
Meat Hook. He snatches up any meat left out, especially smoked lamb.
Sure.
And then
And
finally,
he's got a big hook like they used to pull comedians off
Yeah.
stage too.
And then
Yeah.
finally, there's Candle Beggar. He steals candles, which used to be sought-after items in Iceland. His name should be Candle Stealer because he's not really begging
It's
for
not
candles.
really begging for him. I mean, also, again, it's weird that you're hooked up on Candle Baker and not Door Sniffer that steals bread.
That makes sense to me.
Well, I assume he was sniffing the bread through the doors,
Yes.
and then he would steal the bread.
Yeah. Anyway,
fucking
Yule
stupid.
Ho Ho or Yule No No.
No.
I'm for these guys. I think they're funny.
I
You're
think they're
for these
weird.
guys? Are you
No, I'm not
standing
rooting
these
for them.
assholes?
I'm not rooting.
These
I'm
guys
funding
are.
them.
is a Yule Lad Stan account.
These guys
funding
are
them.
so much worse.
Yeah, I submit
You're
to their
funding them?
Patreon.
They're so much worse than the other guys we just made fun of.
Yeah, I don't
The
like
little
them
farm
because
guys.
I mean I do like them. I think
I'll
they're weird.
explain
and
to
What do
fun.
you.
they?
The legends that I have to talk about are kind of why I
Anyway,
like them.
yeah. So Max,
But-
yeah, go ahead.
Go
Mason.
ahead.
No,
you
go.
go.
Are you sure, Mason?
Okay, I'll go. These fucking little creep bags are sneaking in, licking spoons, stealing sausages, licking pans. They keep licking shit. Stealing the foam from your milk. And you're like, oh, these guys are kind of cool. These guys are fucking psychopaths.
I don't want them to come to my house. I don't live in Iceland, but I think they're kind of fun. I like their gimmicks. I think they're funny. At least they're honest about who they are.
Not door sniffer
That's
Or
He's not.
Candlebagger. That's true.
or candle beggar.
Well, those guys, I hate those guys. But I'm like,
They're batting like 11 out of 13 for you.
yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
Max, I believe you also brought some legends to share with
I
us
did,
that are tied
because-
to our Yule Lads specifically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, let me just hop right into this. My first legend is, I'm assuming it's Gryla or Gryla. I don't know. It's something like
What
that.
is it?
Gryla? I'm just
Yeah.
going to pronounce it Americanized. Gryla?
I think it might be Gryla or Gryla.
Okay.
She shows up on Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for anybody that listens to, or watches
Oh,
that show.
well, okay, well,
And the Yule Lads do too.
okay.
I liked the gripper better. The grither?
Grither.
The Gripper.
Not the gripper, the grither.
All right, so I've got Gryla, who is also sometimes known as Iceland's Christmas witch. She's the Christmas witch. Not to be confused with the Christmas woman, who, as we know, is the Belsnickel. So tales of the witch, whose name translates roughly to growler, date back to the 1300s. One of the many poems about her reads, "Down comes Gryla from the outer fields, with 40 tails, a bag on her back, a sword in her hand, coming to carve out the stomachs of the children who cry for meat during Lent." I'm assuming it rhymes in Icelandic.
That's me.
What a
I
good
don't
poem
give a
that was.
shit.
Every Lent, I would be like,
I-
I want some meat.
And then Gryla would be like,
I love the Gryla with all of my heart. She's
yes.
amazing.
So she's got a horned tail and a bag used for putting naughty children in. Where do you think all these guys get their bags for children from?
Childrensbag.rs.
.rs, huh?
That's their website.
It's on the dark web, stupid. You think they were going to get a .org for bags for children? What did you think? What did you expected them the children bag store to have a normal website?
I like
Yeah.
the idea that
You
that's where Santa
fools.
got his bag for his toys, but he's a rebel and he's like, I'm not going to use it for children. And they're like, you suck, Nick. Jeez.
Yeah.
He's
Anyways.
not a rebel. He's just the prude.
Once,
He's
one
the-
time,
Rude.
He's the
ever
dweeb
since
of the group.
ever since Santa bought his bag, they've had to put that little tag on him that says "only intended for stealing children."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one asshole ruined it.
Yeah.
Started using it to put toys in to give to children.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then Belsnickel's like, I get it. And they're like, shut up with your stupid potato sack with cake
you don't
in
even
it.
have a magic bag. You just have a dirty sack full of
You're
cake,
just a
you
dirty,
asshole.
dirty man.
All right, so at one time Gryla had a husband, but she ate
yes.
him due to boredom, it would seem.
know.
The accounts.
That's how I hope I
You know
go
when you
out.
get bored of your significant other, so you eat them.
Well, Mason might.
I'm sorry,
so-
did you just say you wanted to be eaten, Jose?
No, I was kidding. Okay.
Four?
So Mason has this whole thing about eating people that we don't have
Yep.
to get into.
No, I've heard
Yeah.
about this, I think, yeah.
It's just not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Meat is meat.
I disagree
Meat
with
is
you.
meat. It's all just meat.
No.
We're all just meat.
No.
It doesn't matter. You should be able to eat any meat that
No.
you want to eat.
No.
You should be able to kill people, but you should be able to eat meat if it's dead.
No.
So Gryla is also,
Visit my
however-
website, www.cannibalrights.com.
No,
And
dot-
please sign a
R us.
petition. Excuse me, don't you fucking besmirch cannibal rights, okay?
Oh, I'm so
we
sorry.
deserve rights, alright? Stop fucking stomping on us.
I'm gonna
So
call you.
Gryla is also, however, a matriarch.
You're on a
some-
watch list now, Mason. I hope you're okay with that.
Can I talk
I'm on a
about Gryla?
fucking...
Yeah, go ahead.
Gryla gets to eat people.
No, yeah, she ate her husband. All right, so she's a matriarch. Some accounts list a second husband, but the main squad, all of whom live in caves in the mountains of Iceland, consists of Gryla, the Yule Cat, and the Yule Lads. I found two articles which differ on when exactly Gryla became the mother of the Yule Lads, with one of them saying it was the 17th century, she just got assigned to being their mother, and another saying it didn't happen until the early 19th. And that same article claims that the 19th century is also when Gryla became connected to Christmas for the first time, when she became kind of that family.
Excuse me. It wasn't until the late 1970s that Gryla became father of the Yule Lads. This post is actually very disappointing to me. This is fucking stupid. You don't even know what you're talking about, saying that Gryla was the father of the Yule Lads before 1970. That's just stupid.
Shoot,
Post.
we got a Gryla stan in the comments.
Yeah. Damn.
People are always saying Santa's the best. No, Gryla's the best. Anyways, before that, she was more of a...
I just think that people don't really get what Gryla's really about, you know?
Even Gryla fans don't even understand Gryla well. You know what I mean?
The only
With
person who knows Gryla is Gryla, alright?
To be fair,
And
it
George
takes
Lucas.
it takes a high IQ
George
to be able to
Lucas.
understand Gryla.
Yeah, yeah.
Before that, she was more of a spirit of the Icelandic winter in general, a monster which would close in and steal those who misbehaved, that sort of thing. Do you want me to talk about the Yule Cat and just
Yes.
kind of talk about this whole family
because
dynamic?
it sounds like Gryla might be the woman made for me because I love cats and I've got strong opinions about eating people,
Yeah.
and it seems like Gryla
Sorry,
might be
Cheyenne,
kind of
your
in
man
that.
has been stolen by Gryla.
By Gryla.
Yeah, she's stolen
Alright.
my heart because she cut me open and took my heart.
Yeah.
Aww.
Aw.
Meat
So-
cute.
Meat?
Meat,
Did you say
MEAT.
Wow.
So the Yule Cat's name is, I'm going to butcher this, but it's like Jólakatorin?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So in Iceland, they have this sort of threat
I'm Icelandic, I know.
They have this sort of threat tradition where those who finish their work get new clothes, and those who don't, or are lazy or procrastinate with their work, don't get new clothes. So to encourage children to work hard, so as to be worthy of new clothes, it is said that the Yule Cat can always tell if you worked hard based solely on your fashion. New clothes? You're good. No new clothes because of laziness? Sorry, pal, you're going to get sacrificed to Jólakatorin. Straight up eaten without those
It's
fresh threads. You know what I mean?
It's a cat that eats unfashionable people?
Yeah.
It's just a queer eye cat.
He's very catty about clothes.
It's a Tan France, but a cat.
Yes! Yes!
That was a really good joke, Mason.
Yes!
He's very
Fuck yes.
catty.
10 comedy points for Mason. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so the cat goes around, he's pretty big, he goes around and you know, if you're not wearing... Which I think is really a dangerous game to play, because yeah, maybe a lazy person doesn't have new clothes, but what if someone just couldn't
What
afford
if someone
new
is just
clothes?
fucking poor?
This cat was just like,
You fucking elitist cat.
do you have
Actually-
new clothes? Like, no, and the cat's like,
thing is, I'm very poor, and I don't
Actually, thrifting has
Mickey
become a
Mouse?
very popular source of fashionable clothes.
I don't have any new clothes. I want you guys to guess how old this story or tradition is. Like, if I gave you a
2,000 years
range...
old. 2,000.
He
Like
said
if-
he was going to give us a range.
Like,
I'm
I give you a
2,000 years
range-
old.
2,000 years old. 2,000 years old.
Like, if I give you a
2,000
range... Gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, probably because the Yule Cat's gonna eat you for that ugly ass sweater.
Oh, you got me. Oh. Alright.
Got him.
Okay, give us a range. I'm
I give
sorry.
you a range from 16th century to 19th. What century do you think this tradition
16th
started
century. No,
16th through the 19th?
in? Yeah.
Which one is 2,000 years in?
17th century.
None of them are 2,000 years
Yeah,
ago.
what?
I don't
that'd
know how
be
centuries
100
work.
years.
They're
Centuries are
100 years,
hundreds.
right?
17th
Okay,
century.
I get it now. Oh, that you just
Uh,
split the middle. You piece of shit. You're doing like the fucking God damn it. I'm gonna go 19th, 18th. I'm gonna go 18th.
Alright, I guess is it Price is Right rules? Mason gets it. It's actually, so it's first printed in the 1800s, so the 19th century, and not even popular until the 1900s. So this is like a pretty new one. So yeah, anyways, Gryla and the Yule Cat are also
Fill
at home
time.
with the...
Jose and I are doing a bit.
So anyways, Gryla and the Yule Cat are also at home with the Yule Lads these days. They're all living together.
Wow.
I mean, I don't like the Yule Lads suck, but Gryla and the Yule Cat I love.
I like them all together. They're all
I don't
fun.
like
I
them
think
all
they're
together.
fun as a family unit.
Yeah.
Like a mom
I
and
disagree.
13 sons that lick spoons and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that's actually the more you think about it, the sadder it gets for the Yule Lads.
I mean,
who
Mason,
are
I like
they're
your
all living
parents.
with their
I
mom
don't
in the
like you.
mountains.
I like
Well,
your
they're
parents
like-
and your brother, but I don't like you.
I'm just imagining Gryla like it's just really hard because the spoon licker won't stop licking spoons, and I just
I'm
we've
trying
tried
to raise
medication.
these kids.
We've tried medication. We've
this
tried
is where
therapy.
You step in.
We've tried everything, and they won't stop licking spoons.
Wait,
The one
Mason.
he keeps stealing just foam from milk, and it's just really, really hard, you know. And I mean,
Mason, Jose's got a point. Jose, finish
oh yeah,
your thought.
I'm well aware. I'm sliding into her DMs as we speak.
You can whip these boys into shape.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like
Stepdaddy
Zab.
Mason.
First off, door sniffer. We're gonna start with that name. You either
You
need
gotta
to start
either start sniffing doors or you're changing goddamn
your
name.
name. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Second off,
Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
no, it's fine.
I've got
what are
two
the other
more.
two that you
I've
had?
got two more. Frau Perchta or Perchta.
Yeah.
First off, I never knew that the 12 days of Christmas were from December 25th to January 6th.
Oh.
I didn't know that until I was reading these articles. And I found that out because I was reading about the German-Austrian holiday folklore monster Frau Perchta. I'm assuming is how you say it. And then the horse is Winnie and it's like Young Frankenstein. She gives gifts to good people. She gives gifts to good people and punishes sinners by cutting out their internal organs and replacing them with garbage.
Good.
So earlier when you guys were talking about Taco Bell and how it's garbage, I was like, Frau Perchta's got you.
Yeah.
She'll cut you open and just put the Taco Bell right in. This is
Good.
where your organs should be.
Oh, Frau, this is actual food. What are you doing? You guys really eat this?
Oh wait,
I thought
what
this
the
was
fuck?
just a joke. This is disgusting. You guys,
Oh, what
this
the
is garbage to our country.
She's
What is
also
this?
a dietitian.
She's also a dietitian. This is what's interesting, though, is that's not too far out of left field. The sins in question that she does this to people for, just mostly people who just didn't like holidays or like didn't eat a lot at feasts.
Ebenezer Scrooge. You're
Or if
fucking
they're
dead.
lazy,
Ugh.
she that's what she views as sins. She's like, "Hey, are you
Jesus
not having
Christ.
a good time at Christmas?" And they're like, "I just don't like Christmas too much." And she's like, "Garbage in your guts." That's what I say.
I'm gonna get murdered by this chick. Jesus Christ.
That's why I love Christmas. Hi, I'm Jose.
Oh,
brought
man.
to you by Big Christmas.
This song again. God, you're so fast.
Oh, you're putting garbage in my guts.
Man, I really
Oh,
don't
no.
like. You know, I love Christmas, but this snow is a bit of a hassle. Oh!
Is that a banana peel? Oh, that's good for composting.
I always
You should be
picture, like,
recycling the plastic.
just like cartoon garbage, just like it's a banana peel. It's
The
crumpled
fish
up
skeleton
paper. Fish skeleton
Yeah.
just in your guts.
in the guts.
I'm gonna put garbage in your guts. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah.
As all Christmas monsters do. Other accounts I read, however, say she is obsessed with cleanliness and good manners.
Well, not if she's
Also,
putting
she-
fucking garbage in my stuff.
Also, well, I think if you don't clean your room, she'll put your room garbage in your guts. I think is the idea there.
I mean, she could just help me clean. I feel like there's other
But then you have to
alternatives.
clean up all the blood after cutting them open and shoving garbage in their guts.
Now that's your problem once you're full of garbage.
But I'm dead. I can't do it.
You're not dead. You're just lazy. Get up and clean up all this blood.
Well, eventually Belsnickel will come in and clean up what he can
Yeah.
and put it in his bag.
And
Oh,
make little
don't!
cakes.
Eventually, the 14th Yule brother blood drinker will come in, and he'll be like all up and down until the room's clean.
His name wouldn't be Blood Drinker. It would be like Jerry, and he just happens to be the blood drinking one. Steve.
You guys all have really weird names. What's his name? Oh, that's Steve. Why do you say that? He's the only one that's got a normal name. Fucking Steve drinks fucking blood. Okay, when you
I really like getting into
We
it.
don't-
Please don't bring
we
it
don't
up.
That's
talk
not as
to him,
fun
please.
as it's kind of fun.
Please
It's like, hi, I'm Spoon Licker. Hi, I'm Door Sniffer. Hi, I'm Blood Drinker.
I am fucking Steve. I'm fucking Steve. You got
Those are
some
some nice
blood?
veins you got.
Oh, you got some blood on the outside of your body.
You
It'd be a
sound
real
like-
shame if Steve just got up in there and started.
I'm just picturing
Looking it up.
Chang from Community as Blood Drinker.
He's attached to Star, so
I'm gonna eat you.
I'm gonna eat your dog and wear your brother's skin like pajamas.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wear your brother's skin like pajamas.
That's one of my favorites. Okay.
Also, Frau Perchta can transform into a goose, and this same source claims she is the inspiration behind Mother Goose.
really,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, don't you remember the rhyme in Mother Goose about how when you're gross, she cuts you open and shoves garbage in you?
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
This guy's kind of. I feel like he might live near the Belsnickel. Did you say the Belsnickel lives in the woods? Is that what you said?
No, it's not really explain where he lives.
He's a homeless
He's
man. He
homeless
doesn't
man.
have a home.
So
Right,
sure,
sorry,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so to get us into this guy, I'm going to ask you guys to picture Jeff Bezos. If you could please picture Jeff Bezos, okay?
The worst man alive. Well,
Yeah, so
one
picture
of-
Jeff Bezos. Now imagine he's French,
So a little mustache.
Yes. Also, that he created Amazon via black magic and making deals with the devil.
So you mean how we normally created
Yes.
Amazon?
Yes.
So,
So just
like,
Jeff Bezos, but he's
Jeff
French.
Bezos, but he's got a beret and one of those mime shirts on.
Yes. So
And
like
a baguette
all
and a cigarette, yeah.
yeah. So like all his money. and
Oh,
earnings-
workers' rights mean nothing to me. Oh, people die in my factories. Oh, I don't care.
26 bathrooms in my house.
Oh, you better learn to poop in 10 minutes.
Oh,
You better learn to poop in 10 minutes or else no bathroom for you.
Man,
No.
fuck that guy.
So anyways,
I'm a
this guy-
piece of shit.
And then the 15th Yule Lad shit eater is like, yo, what? Just kidding. Okay.
I think there's finally a time for a collab between Steve the Blood Drinker and Shit Eater.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's who Hans Trapp is. That's the guy I'm talking about. His name is Hans Trapp. You know, he was very rich, and he made all his money just through black magic and dealing with Satan. So the
Like
Pope.
me. Nah,
so then
I'm
he
poor.
was so bad that the Pope shows up and excommunicates him.
Ah, yes.
Right? He's like, you're out of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Then Hans Trapp's
Why?
hometown.
Why? Because of the deals with the devil? Is that why?
why?
Is that why I'm out?
Pourquoi?
All of the devil?
Pourquoi?
All of the
Pourquoi
deals
le
with the
Pope?
devil? Oh, the Pope, you piece of shit.
Ah, merde. Anyway, so I speak some French. All right. So
Is
the
it
Pope
because
shows up
of the
next-
blood pentagram I carved into my stomach? Oh, is that it? Mm.
You know who helped me carve this into my stomach? It was Frau Perchta. Hey. Anyway,
Yeah, we're getting that bitch next, too, so don't worry about it.
So, the Catholic. I would watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's the Catholic Church hunting down all these terrible Christmas monsters, but we're rooting for the monsters.
With a fucking
Yeah, I was gonna say,
sword,
but at
just
the end,
At
the
the
end,
end.
real monster is the Pope
Yes,
because of what
it's
he
all the Catholic
does.
guys.
Yeah,
Ah,
you know, like
so
in
you're
real
Catholic,
life.
aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
quiet-
I mean, we can't pretend like the Catholic Church has never done
they're
anything
not above
wrong.
criticism. You know this.
No, I know this.
So, anyways, then Hans
They
Trapp's
also
hometown.
sponsor this show, though, so there goes all our money.
Wait, it's just sponsored.
We were
Wait.
getting money.
We're getting
Well,
money
you
from the
weren't.
Catholic
I
Church.
was. I'm a Catholic boy.
No, Jose, they're not sponsoring the show. They're paying you off for.
Oh, no. Anyway, continue.
Cool.
Max.
So then Hans Trapp's hometown takes all his money and land, and they banish him into the woods.
Right.
They're like, we take from you your land,
And I cast you out.
and I cast you out. And they just send him out into the woods, and they're like,
That's a little Thor
they
reference.
wipe their hands, and they're like, they did it. You know, we did it. He's done. He's
Yay.
gone.
Woo.
Bada bing. Bada. Oh
Bada
no.
bing, bada boom, bada.
And
Oh,
then
no.
he's in the woods. He's in the woods like, oh.
Oh no. Oh no, guys. Wait,
What?
no.
What?
What's that?
What?
Oh, my.
I don't.
Oh, my God, he's got a ladder. He's climbing the ladder. Jesus
I-
Christ.
I wrote this bit out. If you could just let me do this bit, just this one time.
Yeah, sure thing.
Nah, I'm just kidding. You guys are good.
Oh, watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no.
I don't think I have the same script as you guys.
No, you guys. What's that? What's that in the woods?
It's not in the script.
Is that
What?
a wooden shack made of sticks?
That's weird.
And outside of the shack is that a scarecrow?
It
No.
seems-
Actually, that's
No.
not that.
Oh,
No,
Guys, I don't know
isn't
what-
It isn't a scarecrow.
Why are you guys this weirded out by a shack in the
It's-
woods? It's just
no,
that's a normal thing, right?
It's not a scarecrow. It's
Oh.
Hans Trapp. He's stuffed hay in his clothes as a disguise.
but that's.
Oh,
now he's-
that's what.
And now he's stalking a young boy for what is definitely not his first kid's meal.
You
Oh,
guys, I'm
no.
going to be completely honest. This is on me. I was the guy that was supposed to watch him. I
God
thought
damn
something
it,
was
Mason,
fishy
you
when he
do this
didn't
every
move for 3
time.
months. He's just been standing still for 3 months, but I thought maybe it would be okay.
Is this a funny way to tell the story? I'm gonna stop doing it this way.
Yeah.
Basically, Hans Trapp just lives in the woods and he starts eating kids, and he's been eating kids for a while.
That's why he said that wasn't his first kid's meal.
Yeah, I said yeah. I thought that was a pretty good line.
That was a good
And then,
one. Oh, I
then
like
this one
it,
time, on a fateful day, he's stabbed this boy with like a spear, and he's taking his body back to his shack to cook him up, Mason style. Because you know Mason's a cannibal.
A la Mason.
A la Mason. And he's carrying him back when God strikes him down with a bolt of lightning.
I like how God intervenes in this one
I
legend.
know. That's what I was gonna say.
Every
Like,
other one, he's like, that's fine.
like all accounts say that God did this. Like it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Like God
Also-
took credit.
Also, he's been eating kids for how long before God
Like
was
a
like,
while.
Yeah.
I better put a stop to this.
Well, it's one of those things where it wasn't brought to his attention. Like it was on some angel's desk, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then he took it to God, and God was like, "What? You're telling me this now? God, give me my
It's been
lightning bolt."
years. It's an emergency. He breaks the glass in case of emergency use. Pulls out the lightning bolt.
My name's Hans Trapp, eating boys in the woods. Been doing this for 15...
But it doesn't end there, you guys. Hans Trapp died that day, but many say his ghost still haunts
Freddy
children before
Krueger.
Christmas, dressed as a scarecrow. As is the case with many Christmas
That's creepy.
legends, it's so that they'll be good and eat their vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
He used to eat kids, but now he goes to kids as a ghost scarecrow man, and he
Yeah.
says, "Eat your broccoli, ooh."
Or I'll
Edgar Allan
fucking
Poe
eat you.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I
Hello?
like that he's a scarecrow. That's like Jeepers
It's me.
Creepers.
Hans Trapp. I'm back from
C'est-
the dead to
c'est
tell
moi,
you to
Hans
eat
Trapp.
your broccoli.
C'est moi, c'est Hans
Fuck off.
Trapp. Vous devez manger.
This fucking nerd.
No,
Just kick him out,
notre-
Jose.
Oh.
How do I
Kick him
kick
out.
somebody out of the?
Oh.
We have no tolerance for French-speaking people on this podcast.
We do
don't get
terrible
many-
caricatures of French people only. We don't actually speak the language.
We don't get many downloads in France, so we
no.
haven't bothered to learn any French.
You're
That's why
only
this,
allowed-
we get tons of downloads in Germany. That's why this episode was very German heavy.
You're only
Oh, you're
allowed to
pandering
do
to your audience.
yes. You're only allowed to do French if it's heavily stereotypical
Right.
and not representative.
Oh man.
Oh man, come on.
Anyways, so about all those four things, what do you guys say?
I like Gryla and her little Yule Lads, but as a family, I don't
Yeah.
like individually.
I think the Yule Cat on its own though is pretty. Sick.
No, yeah, the Yule Cat
I
is cool.
love the Yule.
I like this. I like
I
this
like
Yule Cat.
this
It's just like,
last
are you
one.
wearing new clothes?
I like.
Yeah, Hans
or, no,
Trapp.
sorry, no, I don't like Hans Trapp. Well,
Right.
I like Hans Trapp.
I like Hans Trapp
I
actually.
kind of like
he's
that
a
he's a scarecrow. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that. And then Frau Perchta, fuck that bitch. I don't like her.
Mother Goose.
I like the
herself?
idea that she cuts people open and shoves garbage in them. That sounds like that's a fun way to murder people.
That's a
I
fun little
suppose.
gimmick. Yeah, I like her
Yeah.
little gimmick. If I was
They
rating
call me
all
the
these guys-
trash man.
I cut you open and I put trash in you. Is that the line? Is
Yes.
that the line from?
Yeah, that's
That-
it.
that
Like
famous
Danny
Danny
DeVito,
DeVito
he just
character?
said that in an interview.
Just
Yeah,
said that
out of
in an
nowhere,
interview.
unprovoked.
Yeah.
Now we take a turn from folklore and weird and strange creatures to some lighter legends. Now we all have our own different takes on Christmas and the celebrations around it. For me, my family opens gifts on Christmas Eve, and we put more emphasis on that day than the actual day of Christmas. As we have heard other countries have children leave their shoes out for St. Nick and his counterparts to leave gifts in.
His counterparts, like Santa wants anything to do with these people. Krampus he tolerates, but he's
Yeah.
like, don't associate me with these guys.
Boys,
I'm sorry, you
do
called me you think the Yule Lads are part of no.
He's like,
No,
"You
I
see,
have
No,
nothing to
no,
do with
no.
this is a no-fly list. These fuckers are at the top." Boys, do you have any traditions?
Get out of here, Krampus, with these fuckwads.
Do you have any traditions that might be considered unorthodox or unique that your family does?
Yeah.
What is it, Max?
Well, for Christmas Eve, we get Chinese food, and then we watch the 1974, I can't remember, adaptation of The Christmas Carol with Albert Finney. It's really good. And then we open our we have one Christmas Eve present that we open on Christmas Eve, and then the next day we open the rest of our presents. And
You guys also have a Charlie Brown tree that you keep downstairs too, right?
yeah. And then we also don't have a Christmas feast. We just have a Christmas breakfast on Christmas Day. So
Mason?
We used to go to bed with razors under our pillows, and then when we wake up, we would see who we could slash first, who would get the most slashes, and whoever got the most slashes, they got to open their presents last.
Oh, I thought you meant that you were slashing like the multiple beings who are entering your house on Christmas Eve.
Well, my family, each of my family members wake up, and we slash each other with razors.
Oh, I see.
And we wake up at 8 o'clock, and by 8:30, whoever's got the most razor cuts on them from their family members, they get to open all their presents last.
Who was it normally?
Normally, it was my brother,
Yeah.
because I'm shorter, so I could
Right,
duck
yeah,
and
yeah.
weave.
Yeah. He seems like he would be the one to get the most slashes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't
yeah,
you
yeah.
want the most slashes so you
No.
can open your presents?
No, they have to open the
Open your
presents last.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's in order, so like the fewest razor
see.
slashes
Yeah.
first.
It's
like
second,
golf.
third, and fourth.
So
Yeah, it's like golf.
Yeah,
None of
it's
those-
like golf. Everything about that
Well,
was
except
like
for
golf.
you want to get as many slashes as possible. You just want to receive as few slashes
right
as
on.
possible.
Yeah. So none of those have anything.
This year, I got a stick that I'm going to tie a razor to.
Wow. Is that allowed
Yeah.
in the rules?
Listen, once the razor fight started, the
true,
Schrader
true, true,
family,
true,
there's
true.
no rules.
So this, none of those have anything on this Catalonian tradition, except for maybe Mason's
Really? My
one.
razor?
I wasn't expecting Mason's razor one, so that one beats this one out. But the tradition of Caga Tio. Caga Tio translates to pooping log in Catalonian, and it is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a
Sounds
small,
like the name of this bloody podcast, am I right?
It
Please,
sounds-
please have me back.
It sounds like it is what it sounds like. It's a small wooden log covered in a blanket and usually given a warm, smiley face.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Oh,
when
I'm
you
so
said it
happy.
too.
When
so.
Christmas arrives, the log is expected to poop out candy with some help from the family, of course.
Wait, like that scene in
Sure.
Doolittle, in Robert Downey Jr.'s Doolittle?
I have
Just-
not seen that and I refuse to watch it.
Do you
Oh
know
my
that
god,
happens
dude,
at
what the
end?
fuck was happening with that shit? That was
Didn't see
the
it.
dumbest.
We showed
I
it
can't believe that
when-
was actually a thing that they put into
For
a
the-
movie.
Oh, yeah, I only know about that because when
I
me and
ta- I
Mason,
think I talked to- yes.
me and Mason worked at a movie theater together and he went in to check.
Yeah,
He
I
went
went
in
in
to
to
check-
watch the ending, too.
Yeah.
I worked at a movie theater,
the
too, yeah.
entire
And he
ending,
comes
the
out and he was
climax
like-
of the movie is a dragon having shit up its ass.
Yes, Mason came out and,
then
was like, dude,
Robert
what
Downey
the
Jr.
fuck is
putting
that
his
movie?
arm up the dragon's butt and pulling things out.
It was a fairly charming movie up until that point, and then it was just like, what the fuck?
Yucko, I say to that.
He's
So-
like, well, I think there might be a blockage. And it's like, wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I'm like, I thought they were gonna have to like cut him open, like
Or maybe
surgery.
give it a laxative.
Oh no, like seriously, I thought it was gonna be like in its stomach, but it was like no, it's literally his butthole's full of stuff.
Yuck. The story has it that Caga Tio arrives at the doorstep in early December, usually around the time of the Feast of the Immaculate Conception on
Wait.
8th of December,
Wait,
which
the
is
log
so
shows up?
strange.
The log,
Yeah.
The log moves itself places?
Yes, but I also think it's so funny that it shows up on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah, because it's a pooping log and it
Yeah.
shows up on the feast. Because you're gonna need that pooping log after the
Because
feast.
your Immaculate Conception is going to be the poop that comes out of you after you have that feast.
Yeah.
There's
some
nothing
might say
immaculate
that-
about.
Some might say that
About-
the pooping log was the friends we made along the way.
There's nothing immaculate about me eating 3 pans of mac and cheese and then having to take a giant shit afterwards, Jose.
Those he visits are expected to take him in and take care of him in the run-up to Christmas Day. Children are told
More like they're run out, am I right?
Children are told to feed Caga Tio dry bread, orange peels, or dried beans. And in the days
Really? You'd
just
think
before
they'd want
Christmas-
something more laxative-y.
Orange peels, man. Dried beans. Dry bread. I mean, the bread
Dry
doesn't really
bread
fit,
doesn't make you
but,
poop.
children are told to take extra care of Caga Tio if they want him to bear gifts on Christmas. This is where it becomes fascinating. In order...
What? This is where it becomes...
Hang on.
Jesus Christ, I bear gifts every morning based on this shit. Jesus.
In order for the Caga Tio to produce his gifts, children are instructed to beat him with a wooden stick and sing to him, ordering him to poop presents. They have to fucking beat him and sing to him as they beat him.
Poop.
I unplugged my headphones. I was so excited. So basically, they're fucking in him and they're just like, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
No, I see here, I'm looking at the document.
Yeah,
You have the lines of the song.
So there's a common Catalan version of this song that goes along the lines of, and this is a translation.
Can you do it to the tune of Silent Night?
Poop log,
Poop
nougats,
hazelnuts,
and
matzo
cheese.
If you don't poop well, I'll hit you with a stick.
Poop It's just everybody.
They're also hitting it violently while they're
Yes.
doing that.
I just love hazelnuts and matto cheese.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody, from Captain's Log.
From Captain's Log and Caga Tio. So just before hitting the Caga Tio, children are instructed to go out of the room and pray that the uncle will provide them with lots of gifts.
I'm sorry, the uncle is this log made for pooping,
Yes.
right? Oh, okay.
This is when parents usually seize the opportunity to hide the gifts beneath the Caga Tio's cloak. When the kids are not looking, when the kids return, the gifts are unveiled one by one until there are no more. At which point, it's not uncommon for the Caga Tio to produce an onion or a cured herring. In recent years...
Can I just say, real quick, I didn't get a chance to comment on this. I was interrupted. But I don't like that they call this thing their uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird, right?
I missed that for somehow, that it was Tio.
Yeah, but you've never had like an uncle that's like, pull my finger. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that kind of, it's like a fun
Right.
poop uncle.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Poop Uncle! What's
Poop
up?
Uncle's
What's
here.
up?
What's up? Hit me with a stick and sing some songs and maybe I'll poop out some candy.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, everyone has that uncle. I mean, that's a thing. That uncle that like the
Yeah,
fun, like
no,
the
no,
peak
I have
comedy
one,
the
yeah.
uncle does
Yeah,
is
no,
always
I got
like
one.
Poop
I've got one of
related,
those.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got like
Yeah.
7, so...
He's
and
like
one
that.
of them
What
is my
did
dad.
I hear?
My dad is definitely the poop uncle for my cousins, yeah.
He's like, you guys want to hear a Christmas song?
And he does all of Deck the Halls in farts, so he's like...
Yeah.
Wait, was that...
And you're like, Jesus Christ, that's talent. I can't even be mad at him.
I
God.
don't like it, but I can't argue with it.
I gotta give you that one, Uncle. In recent years, the Caga Tio has grown in popularity in the regions of Catalonia and Aragon, where it is seen as
Sorry, is that in Middle Earth?
Yes. Where
Or
it
is
is
that the
seen,
Dragon Book?
yeah, where it is seen as an important part of the unique cultural heritage of each region. Sorry, I read those two names wrong. It should be like this: Catalonia and Aragon. You know how like the Spanish have that little lisp?
That was more
Yeah.
That was more Middle Earthy than
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time than
yeah,
it was the
yeah,
first
that
time.
sounded more...
As a
yeah.
result, the gifts have tended to become more important, and the Caga Tio plays a similar role to that of Santa Claus in the U.S. of A. I do want to point out, like Max said, in my Mexican understanding of Spanish, Caga Tio translates to poop uncle. I don't know if
Yeah.
in Catalonian Tio means log, but to most, I think most Spanish-speaking countries, Tio is uncle, so poop uncle.
Everyone's got one, dude. Everybody's got a poop uncle.
But anyways,
Okay.
ho 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 or ho ho no on the shit log.
I say...
Ho ho
Oh,
ho,
no.
bring it on.
For me,
Really?
I say no. I don't like
I think it's so funny. I would love
think
to beat
it's
the
funny.
shit out of the shit log.
I think it's funny, but it makes me uncomfortable that there's this element of like it comes to our door
Just
and you are going to call it uncle
yeah.
and it's a log with a face on it.
Well,
With a blanket too.
It gives me
But
like
also-
weird vibes.
but also it comes to your door. It's got a
Right.
face on it. It's
Right.
your uncle.
It's your uncle.
You have to be nice to it.
You have to be nice to him.
You have to
Yeah.
be very, very nice
Super
to
nice.
it.
That's
Up until the moment
Right.
that you sing a song while
Right.
beating the literal shit out of it.
And shit is candy and presents
You have
and
to be
treats.
nice, and if you be nice to him, you beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like-
And then you go pray that you were nice enough, and then beat the shit out of it enough for it to give you presents.
Right.
and
You
here's
got it.
And here's
No.
the thing: is like I understand that this is like a different culture, and it's
Right,
very,
right.
it's very, it's like
It's a
I can't remember
fucking
the word.
poop stick.
It's very
Max.
centric of me to be
Right.
like, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds dumb.
I think
like
it's
in other
fun.
countries, they're probably like Santa Claus
No.
is weird too.
We went through all of these white people countries and said, fuck them, they've got stupid Christmas traditions. And the poop log does not get special treatment.
No,
That's
here's
true.
the thing. I
You're
think
right.
it's a dumb one for sure. Like it's so weird and bizarre to me, but I just think it's so weird and bizarre that it's so fun to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I'll beat the shit out of this poop log.
But I just feel
it's
like
more
you
fun to me than Elf on the Shelf. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
I'd
see,
rather
they give
have
off
the
similar
Caga Tio than
energies,
Elf on the
though.
Shelf.
I feel like you could make like a really good like
I'll beat the fuck out of Elf on the
off-putting
Shelf.
short film of just people being in a house and then someone's like, guess who's here? It's Uncle you know, it's Uncle
It's Poop
or
Uncle.
whatever. It's Poop Uncle.
Uncle
And
Poop,
then
I guess, yeah.
It'd be like one of those weird, obscure, like, Christmas SNL sketches
Yeah.
they do every year. And it's just like this log with a face, and there's just someone who doesn't get it, and they're just kind of staring at the guy in the corner, and they're like, "What's this? This is ridiculous. I hate this thing." And they're like, "No, you have to be nice to Uncle.
You have to love Caga Tio.
You have
It's
to
not time to be mean to him yet.
yeah, it would be like, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's like, you have to be nice to him. You have to be nice to him. And then it's like, okay. And then he's like, they hand him a stick, and he's like, what? Well, I thought we
like,
had to be nice to him. And like, not
Thank you
anymore.
Thank you for being
Beat
nice to
our
Uncle.
uncle.
Now beat him.
But
beat
in,
him so
in
he
this
gives
in
you
this
that
horror movie
sweet,
though, it
sweet
would be
poop.
like an uncle in a coma. Like it wouldn't be an actual log. It would be an uncle in a coma. And
We shoved a Snickers bar up his butt. If you step on his tummy hard enough, it'll come out.
anyway, yeah. Okay.
I hate Uncle. I hate Poop Uncle. I hate Poop Uncle with all of my heart.
I hate Poop Uncle a lot. Jose's like, he's all right. And I'm like,
He's
no, I
fun.
don't like him.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but it is funny that like all of the white people were like, "We're gonna cut you open and shove trash in you,"
Yeah.
and this one's like, "It's just a log that poops out candy," and we're like, "Fuck this log."
I'm like,
We're like,
yeah.
haha, it's funny because the lady murders children, and then we're like, "This log poops candy. Get the fuck out of here."
It's like I'm like, wow, you know what? Spoon liquor's growing on me. I kind of like that guy that drinks milk from a goat. You know?
No, I kind of like the guy that just takes the foam.
Just takes the foam from cow milk. But then someone's like, well, what about this smiley little log that poops candy and you get to sing a song and hit it? And I'm like, get that out.
Get
of
outta
my
here.
Face. Give
What
me
about a
spoon
giant
liquor.
cat that'll? What
I
about a
want
giant
the
cat that
spoon
eats you
liquor.
if you're not fashionable? Love
Yeah.
it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, but this thing doesn't punish me. Well, hang on, no, that sounds different.
That's what it is. It's
No.
why people have a kink for punishment. No, that's what it
No.
is.
If my Christmas tradition is Uncle Poop gets up on a glass table, right?
Yeah, and he just shits out candy. No, anyway.
And
okay,
I
so-
get under the glass table.
No,
no.
no. Okay,
All right.
and with that,
Right.
it's time to wrap the show up. Mason, if you like the show, make sure to leave a 5-star review, which you can do in-app. We'd really appreciate it. Plus, it really helps the show, and we will read your review on the show. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/captainslogcast and donate $1. Or similarly, you can also just donate whatever amount you'd like on Venmo by Venmoing J-Via27. Anything helps keep the lights on. Another thing you could do to help the show and yourself if you're looking to purchase some clothes this holiday season is go to Serengeti.com. Serengeti is spelled Serengetee, Serengeti, T like shirt. They are a clothing brand that I have partnered with after shopping with them and absolutely loving their whole aesthetic and quality of the products. They have a range of things available for you to purchase, from t-shirts to jackets and sweatshirts to jewelry to blankets to drinkware and stickers and so much more. So head on over and make a purchase using my code J.Valle for 20% off your purchase. Remember,
Yeah.
if you... Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, buy some new clothes.
Yes,
so Yule Cat don't get you.
that's
Or the cat doesn't eat you.
exactly. I bought. That's a lot of my family's getting stuff from these guys, and they also have like these little stickers like this.
It's upside down.
Yes, I realized, and
It's
then
a sticker that says "Travel More."
this one says like "Weekends are for adventure," but then
In
they have a bunch of
2020,
other.
you got a sticker that says "Travel." No,
Listen,
I'm just kidding,
man.
I'm sorry.
I'm
not dissing on them.
So
You cut
remember,
that out.
They
You
didn't
cut that out.
plan
Cut
for
that
a
out.
pandemic,
Yeah.
man.
No, cut
Jesus
that out.
Christ,
No,
Max.
I'm sorry. Cut that out.
Remember, if you donate / support our sponsors, it all goes towards improving the show, getting better recording equipment, etc. Max, do you have anything to plug this holiday season?
Yeah, I've started a podcast.
With who?
With Mason. It's
Oh,
called
I hope it's
Let's
me, yes!
Trash Talk Jose for an hour.
No way, my mom already has that podcast. You can't do
Oh
that.
well. Oh well, we'll just join with her. No,
We'll
I
have
have a
to do a
podcast.
collab.
I have a new podcast with Jose called Max and Jose Have Something to Say. New episodes, it would seem, every other week. That sort of thing. We just talk about whatever. Literally, that's the premise.
Yep.
We usually try to dress it up a bit more than that, but that's what I'll say this time. And yeah,
It's available everywhere
Yep,
now,
and,
every podcast
and,
directory.
Every time I do anything and someone's like, "Do you have anything you want to talk about?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a website," and I do. So you can go to that.
.com.
MaxBenyon.com. And I have a YouTube channel called Max Benyon as well. It's just me.
It's just Max.
He's just Max.
He's just
Got the
being
holiday
Max, doing
blues all
Max
of a sudden.
stuff.
No, yeah, so anyways, go to all those things. Check those things out. There's some
So
really funny
sad.
stuff on all those places. So, yeah.
Mason, where can the fine listeners find you?
Well, if you're listening to this on Christmas Day, you can find me outside your window tapping on glass with my sticks, with a bag full of
Belsnickel?
cake and nuts. Yes, that
Yeah,
is
You
we
mean
the
that
Belsnickel?
Belsnickel?
if you're not,
man dressed in rags and fur? Mason, the homeless man dressed in rags and fur.
if you're not listening to this on Christmas, you can still find me outside your house staring in your windows.
And also on Twitter at Mason Schrader.
I mean, I guess, but if you want to know what I gotta say, just ask me. I'll be right outside your window.
This is true. Well, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at j.valle_junior and the show on Twitter at Captain's Logpod. We recommend various different materials on there and post show updates and tweet some occasionally funny things. So go check it out. You can also subscribe on YouTube where you can find me as Jose Valle Jr., Animal Productions, and of course the show's official YouTube channel, Captain's Log, which we're hoping to get updated by Christmas. Make sure to tell your friends and family about the show if you enjoy it, and if you'd like to share your favorite Christmas legends that didn't make the cut, perhaps if you had encounters with any of the holiday legends we discussed, please do so by writing in to captainslogcast@gmail.com. You can also suggest episode topics, guests you'd like to have back. Do you want Max back again? Do you never want to see his face again? Please let us know. Make sure to subscribe and download on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, and any other podcast directory. Thanks to Carlos Rivera for composing the show's theme. And with that, everybody, we have reached the end of our show. We'll see you soon for another special episode. I've been your Captain Jose Valle Jr., joined by...
First elf officer Mason Schrader with no C.
Mason Schrader with a C. And, Max, what would you like your title to be?
Max.
Bones. Oh.
Bone collector?
No, I was doing the Star Trek.
Oh,
What
I
was
see.
Bones was what? He was the chief medical officer?
Yeah, he's the chief medical
Yeah,
officer.
because if you're Kirk and I'm Nimoy, Nimoy,
Yeah, Nemo.
Leonard Nimoy,
that
you would be
famous Star
Bones,
Trek
right? Because that was
character, Nimoy.
that was the three.
That was
Yeah,
the three,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, sure, okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah, that
Chief,
was
or
like
is
the
it
main.
chief science officer? No,
Chief-
that's what
He's
Spock
Dr.
was.
Bones. Chief
Medical.
do I have to do like a fancy
Doctor Medical Chief Boneman.
Chief? Do I have to do like a fancy Christmas title? Is that what I
If
No.
it's up to you.
Well,
Listen,
okay,
you didn't even
throw
have
it
a
to me
title
again.
until
Throw it
now.
to me.
Okay.
Throw it to me
Joined
again.
by
Okay.
also our guest.
Chief Medical Mistletoe Officer.
There
Max
it is.
Benyon.
Yeah. And this has been Captain's Log. End
He's
of
got-
transmission. And you know what? Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay
And a
safe
happy
out there.
holidays.
Yes, happy
Yeah.
holidays, Merry Christmas. Stay safe out there. Those of you
Max
that can be
says-
with your loved ones in the safest of ways, please do so. Be responsible this holiday season, and we will see you next year. So
Max has missiles in his toe. He's got like Inspector Gadget.
go
His
go!
toes- his
If you keep
toes,
talking,
Go,
you're
go,
gonna get
toe
a missile straight
missiles.
from my toes.
his toes will
It's
pull
called
back
toe
and
to
little
mason
missiles shoot
missiles.
out.
They're toe to mason missiles.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye. We love you.
I think you have to say end of transmission, right?
End of transmission.
Pew. Boop.